I'm Hannah.
I'm Tony.
And I'm Natalie. Welcome to the Stride Sisters podcast. On today's episode, we begin with exciting updates related to marathon goals for both of us. Then, we chat about Disney news before welcoming a special guest who has also completed the Chicago Marathon, Tony Rappel. Tony and Hannah share their experiences from the Chicago Marathon and give me a crash course on what to expect as a complete newbie to the World Marathon major stage. So, lace up your shoes and step into the magic with us.
Okay, so you know what we haven't talked about in a while?
What?
Lawn pod.
Okay, yeah, let's hear it.
Okay, maybe not a while, but like I feel like a month maybe.
Yeah, I guess lawn care is like starting to slow down a little bit, but yes, we have not talked about sod pod in a while.
Yeah, we hadn't mowed. Now this weekend would have been 2 weeks in a row that we hadn't mowed, and I was thinking like, oh, it doesn't actually really look like it needs to be mowed, but since we're going out of town this weekend for my sister's wedding, we were like, but by 3 weeks surely it's going to, and we don't want to be out of town and not able to do anything about it. So we should go ahead and do it this week anyways.
Mhm.
Well, we did that. The lawn definitely needs water. It looks very brown and sad here because it's decided it doesn't want to be fall. It wants to be full on summer and 90 degrees every day again. But I decided this is the week that I learn how to use the trimmer. That I use the string trimmer. And I got out there and I edged all of our beds. I edged our driveway. I edged our little like walkway up to the house. I edged all around the fences. And our yard has never looked better except for the fact that it's brown. But it looks very clean and tidy. And I'm very proud. And I may or may not have injured myself a little bit, but oh well.
See, that's something that I wouldn't say I refuse to learn how to use, but like I don't know.
Oh,
That's
so
just
easy.
it's one of those things where like I could see myself maiming myself with it. So
Mm.
or like I keep going, "Oh, I should definitely wear pants if I'm going to like use that."
Yeah, I definitely should have been wearing pants.
And then I always like when it's time to have it used, no, I'm not wearing
Yeah.
pants. Not Donald Duck in it, but I'm not wearing pants. I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah. I was wearing shorts, honestly, up until so it was going pretty well. Then we ran out of string. And so I had to restring it, which is pretty easy actually once you understand how it works. But then when you restring it, you ours has a button. So basically you put the big long string through and you click the button and it slowly like winds up the string. But you have to like you go to a certain distance and like if you leave it, mine wasn't completely even, so one of the strings was like way too long. And so you can, if you turn it on, it'll hit the guard and then like that piece will snap off. Well, unfortunately that piece snapped off and hit my leg.
Ooh.
And it was like, I don't know, maybe like a couple inches long, like 2 inches or whatever, and it slapped my shin as it flew across the lawn. So now I have like a nice little welt thing. I don't know. Welt sounds aggressive, but like it didn't break skin, but it definitely bruised and looks like a cut. So we have that. But I'm still very proud of myself. I'm very my arms are so tired though. Like the trimmer doesn't weigh that much, but I feel like I did a serious arm workout just because the sheer like amount of time it took to do all of those because I am very detail oriented in this scenario. And so I was going nice and slow, trying to make sure I got a very nice, even, straight edge line. So holding the whole thing very steady and like up and not in the design, like not designed, but like the way the handle is installed and stuff, like that's not really how like ergonomically you're supposed to hold a trimmer. So my biceps and triceps are feeling a little jelly like, but I feel strong.
That's good.
That was my strength workout for the week, was trim edging the lawn.
Doing better than me.
I'll get there. I'll get there. This week was on par with last week, 2 runs. It was a cutback week, so like not long runs or anything, but 2 runs. Maybe next week. No, let's be honest. Next week is going to be, or this week coming up is going to be equally as 2 runny as this one because I'm going to my sister's wedding and I'm just not going to do a long run while I'm there unless I pull some running forward. But this weekend coming up, I'm supposed to be doing like 13 or something like that. And I'm definitely not pulling that forward to like a Wednesday or weekday. I can't do that. So I'll just be pushing that out to the next weekend.
I am so far removed, I feel like, from dopey training, but while still remembering that this week was 4 and 13, that I just no thoughts, just vibes.
Yeah. I'm excited. It's been going like the 12 went really well, so I think 13 is going to go well. And now that I have a new goal on the horizon, I need to buckle down.
Are we going to talk about it?
I guess so.
Or do we want to wait till next week? Do we want to nail biter? Cliffhanger it?
I don't know.
Let's do it.
Okay.
So how did your Friday of last week go, Hannah? What happened?
Well, it started as like a normal Friday would for me. I work from home on Friday, so I was like stoked that I didn't have to get up as early because, if you're working from home, you don't really need to, be in the full fit. There's no commute. So there's extra time on the table. And I remember waking up to the group chat and seeing a screenshot from at least one person in our group chat with a like not selected for the Tokyo Marathon. And I went, oh, yeah, I for sure didn't get picked for that. So like, I'm not even going to check. Like, I'll look some other time. I got stuff to do. I went the entire workday pretty much until about 4 p.m., which for a Friday workday is basically the end of the workday. Let's be honest, guys. And I was like, oh, well, I might as well check since I remember I saw that this morning. Can't remember how to log in when I go to the website, but I remember I saw a like, did you get a bib email in my from like a tour operator or whatever? And I was like, okay, I got to go look up how to find this out. Get to the thing and it says like, use your email you registered with and find the password we sent you with your registration, with your like lottery submission. And so I had to go back through all my emails, find the randomized set of letters that they had set for my account and open it up. And I'm scrolling and it says, what does it say? Let me pull up the picture so I get this exactly right. It says selected entry, general draw, event fee unpaid. And all I saw was event fee unpaid. What? And then you keep scrolling past the general thing and they make it super duper clear that you were selected because they put it in font that is way bigger than the rest of the font on the page and in red type. It stands out like a red flag that it is. And I just went into complete shock. I just sat there, numb, panicked, unsure, stunned. all the adjectives, I don't know, I was just like,
Shooketh.
shooketh. I was legitimately on my couch, just like silent, zone, like the eyes were huge. I was just, I couldn't process. And so as I'm sitting there unable to process, I just tap share, send, group chat, sent it to the group chat, and everyone lost their freaking minds, as you should. But I was sitting there thinking, how did this happen to me? How did I get here? Because, like, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but when I put my name into the Tokyo lottery, and I'm sure if you go back and listen to somewhere in the pod, we've talked about it, but, like, I 100% never thought in a million years I would actually get selected because I've never been selected for any other world major lottery ever, and so this one's one of the harder ones to get into, so I I just didn't even think it was a possibility. It's the same weekend as Princess, so I was delusional enough to think that, like, it, 1, wasn't gonna happen, and on the off chance that it did, I would defer, which you can't do for the Tokyo Marathon, apparently. So so I'm going to Japan.
Wild.
And I need to let my charity know that they can give my 5K bib to someone else who is eagerly wanting to race the 5K at Princess. I am actually really bummed to be missing Princess. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm really stoked. I After a lot of thinking, like, this is a chance of a lifetime, and Ben and I have always wanted to go to Japan, and we've always kind of joked that the reason we would go to Japan would be if one of us got picked in the lottery. So we're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen. I am stressed. I am a stressy mess because while I am excited, I now have to plan an international trip in less than 6 months. Hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't think of that component of it, to be honest with you.
Luckily, I have lots of great friends. My dad has been to Tokyo before. One of my sister's bridesmaids, she is also running in Tokyo. She's running for charity. So she already has made a lot of plans. So I'll be asking her for tips. Jack from Rise and Run has very eagerly offered to help me with any questions I have. She's been to Tokyo and Japan, I think at least 3 times now,
Mhm.
and we have a lot of friends who are travel agents, so I'm sure we know someone who is an expert in travel to Japan, and hopefully also like components of marathon time. I don't know. Maybe that's like really asking for a lot, but I think if we're going to make it happen, honestly the most expensive part is just getting the plane tickets.
Mhm.
Once you're there and everything, it's all like relatively not too bad. Food's not very expensive. Hotels aren't very expensive or anything. It's just getting our booties in the country that's going to be the thing.
The Disney tickets aren't that expensive because that's what I looked up, of course. Uh,
I very much do want to go to Tokyo Disney. I will have to discuss um of the 2 parks if we want to do both or one or what. And I know you're giving me the face, but also I have to balance what other cultural significant things we would like to do in Japan
yes,
with
that is
PTO.
yes, yes, that's true, but, like, can you really see yourself getting all the way to Tokyo, going to one of the parks and not going to the other? Like, and I'm pretty sure it's kind of like Disneyland or like Universal where it's like very very close. Like walk like you could see the other park from the one park. So can you
Yeah.
really imagine like getting all the way there and not going to Tokyo Disney Sea, which is widely renowned as the best theme park in the world?
I mean, I have to go to Tokyo Disney Sea, obviously. I don't know. There's a lot to figure out. It has only been a few days, okay? I haven't
True.
planned the entire international trip in a few days.
Yeah, yeah, you probably have done more planning than I have. But yeah, no, I will talk to the powers that be if I need to about how both parks do need to happen. I know they don't do a park hopper, but you can get like a ticket for like after 5. So that's what people do to like park hop per
Mm.
se, where they'll be at Tokyo Disneyland for the day and then they'll go to Disney Sea after 5 or vice versa, I believe. So
There's a lot of research to be had.
yeah, I bet. But I'm so excited for you.
Yep.
Absolutely freaking wild. And you want to know what? Not to make this about me, but you know who is so happy she did not lottery for this?
You.
Yes, I've never felt so self-assured in a decision after pooping myself trying to think about what London would look like because I was the last man standing in our whole friend group. No, I'm so thrilled because now that you have been selected, I feel like the bug could get me. Like I feel like it could have I could have been selected out of the hat and then I probably would have exploded.
Honestly, that's probably very fair, because I do feel a little bit guilty actually because I signed myself up with the assumption that I wouldn't get selected. I was so confident in that choice that I wouldn't get selected that I didn't put Ben into the lottery. And we talked about it and I double checked and we thought back and I'm pretty sure that I told him I was doing it and I asked him, like, if he wanted me to put him in, and I think he said no, and then after I got selected, he was like, "You should know better. You should know that if I said no, it doesn't mean no." And I was like, "What?"
Oh my god, Ben's doing girl math.
So, I have made a promise that I will never submit myself for a lottery for a run ever again without also submitting Ben. I'll put it into my wedding vows someday. Not only till death do us part, but in all major lottos we go.
Oh my gosh. That is crazy. It's just such a funny and it'll be really interesting too, I think, to have you'll just have a full support person in Ben who he's not also running. So I think that'll
Yeah,
be interesting.
I still feel guilty about it, but yes, yes. When I called my parents to tell them, that was the first they asked, like, "Oh, is Ben going too?" And I was like, "Yeah." Why would I go to another country by myself? I mean, I can. Like, I'm an independent lady. I could go, and Japan's pretty safe. I could go to Japan by myself if I wanted to, but why would I if I don't have to?
Mr. Natalie and I had that same conversation yesterday of like he's like, you know, I feel like I would feel like okay with you go. It's so safe there that like I would feel okay with you going without me. I'm like, but would I want to go without you?
Yeah. And I would feel so guilty going to Japan by myself without Ben because like I said, it is his like dream vacation destination. Like if you look at the list, we have lists of places we want to go, both inside the United States and outside the United States. And before we went to Iceland, Japan and Iceland were like up there trying to battle it out. And now Iceland's off the books and Japan is the last man standing. So
No, you that's one you got to go to together.
yeah. Are you getting nervous though? Chicago is like right around the corner.
Yeah, speaking of stars, um
You're gonna get your first star. You're gonna join the club.
ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. We are on a first class ticket to Taper Town, baby. Thank God. Long run is done. And I mean, other training happened this week too, but most importantly, the 20 has happened and it actually became 22 because I hadn't had enough. So Mr. Natalie and I went on a 2-mile walk after I finished my run. As I'm still sitting there dripping like I just got out of a pool.
Mhm.
And but otherwise, the 20 went pretty about as well as it could have. So I wouldn't say it was a full like click in terms
Mhm.
of like I am more used to having just because of humidity because humidity was stupid as it wants to be. Happy fall, y'all. Overall, it went really about as well as it could have. Felt really strong throughout it. I was actually like absolutely cooking for a little bit, so that I suffered for that a little bit later. But yeah, I literally was like, it was like I got out of a pool how wet I was. And like even down to like my shoes, like the socks, that's how humid sweat it was. Cause it wasn't like I was really doing any dumping of water onto myself. I did a little bit around mile like 17. I could like feel my feet squelching as if again, like I had run through water. It was nasty. So
Ew.
yeah, no. To all of you, I don't think anybody actually believes me when I say this, but I am not doing another fall marathon next year.
Okay, that's fine. I'll let you have a year off until the 50th, and then we got to get our commitment letters in with our charities ASAP.
That's true. Okay, so shoot. Anyway, because also I put two stipulations in there because basically it's the don't throw yourself into the Berlin lotto like right now, just because
Mhm.
Berlin has happened and you know. But the stipulations were if I successfully lotto for NYC, which now after your experience sounds like a possibility, or the Marine Corps 50K comes back, which it's supposed to come back next year because it's not the 50th of Marine Corps anymore. So yeah, I'm not going to run a fall marathon turning into a 50K really quickly. Why am I like this?
It's just what the universe knew I needed in my life. That's why.
Just true. Enabling chaos. But being in Taper Town is a wonderful experience. Sushi just keyboard smashed Hannah, by the way. And
I was minorly concerned that she was gonna accidentally hang up the call.
one time,
Cancel the pod.
one of my mom's dogs did that one time when I was on a work call. One he never really Remy never really touches my phone,
Mhm.
whatever, considering I'm always taking pictures of his cute little face. And literally he looked at me and like one fell swoop because I was trying to like get him to stop woofing. Um,
Mhm.
and I was trying to scoop him up. One fell swoop of his paw and he hung up the phone.
Rude.
Honestly, like he just had a bad vibe, which was fine. But like, I'm like, dude, you never even touch my phone. What is this? Literally, just like he looked at me indignantly and hung up the phone. It's like, bruh, brother, what are you doing? But no, other training went well this week too. I had my first full tread run of this marathon training block, which it seems like it's a pattern
Whoa.
where it's peak week and I have to do that. But it was storming and I had already like slept in 2 days in a row and I needed to actually like get my run in. But my speed workout went really well. My all my new toys are arriving, so I use my new shocks. By the time you guys are hearing
Shocks
this,
that aren't gonna shock you.
yes. The also my old shocks, a mile and a half into 5 miles on the treadmill died. And that was just like a betrayal unlike any other. And I did have my AirPods with me, but they were in my locker at the gym. And let me tell you, if I got off that treadmill, I was not getting back on it. So I
Mhm.
just suffered and I had to sit with my own thoughts. Ew.
That's what therapy's for.
I had to just sit there and think and yeah, great. Love that for me. But my speed workout really went really well. My shoes will have arrived, so I'll be able to take them. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take them out on my long run next weekend. And then I'll take them on my speed workout the following week. I think that's what the plan I want because I want to take them out once for speed and then once for like a longer run, just to make sure that they work well for me for a longer run because otherwise I'm in trouble. But the end is nigh of that was not how I wanted to phrase that, but we're 3 weeks out from Chicago and that is wild. And I have run way too much this month. I oh my god, this is painful. I as of time of recording, I am at 699.14 miles for this year.
Dang.
Bruh. Bruh, that's so close. I wish I knew. Actually no, I don't like doing junk miles. That
Do
are
you
just
think you're gonna get to, well, let's see. It's September, so 3 more months. Oh, you're gonna be so close to 1,000 at the end of the year.
Yeah. I think I think I'll probably be around 950. That's like what I'm thinking right now. Because we have a wild card called I don't know how what my dopey training looks like after Chicago.
Oh, okay.
In terms of like, am I gonna really do a 23 and a 24? Probably not. Again this year, but if I kind of, I mean, probably could map. I mean, the point of these spreadsheets is so I can map against my other mileage. So, or like map and look at historical data. But I think I'll be close, but no cigar. But then, okay, we're gonna find me at like December 21st, and it's gonna be like I'm at a 960. I'm so close. I'm insufferable, actually. Oh, it's
Oh,
never boring here.
no. We didn't get any submissions to the blister brigade this week, but I would just like to tell everyone that I gave myself a blister on my thumb. Oh, also I have to correct. Okay, so multiple things. I have a blister on my thumb from the edger. It does not get a name. It has not earned it yet. And but also I have to correct the record. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. I said that after my 12 miler that like I had that burny sensation on my toe, didn't think it was an actual blister. Well, it was. It was just very deep down in there, so it kind of took a couple days to like rise up and show its face. Um I was able to do like short runs no problem. So I'm a little nervous. I'm actually kind of glad that my long run for next weekend during the wedding is getting pushed off because it gives me a little more time for that recovery to happen. So hopefully by the time 13 rolls around, it'll be fine. I will be going back to the running store. I did group run this week, and Jack, my lovely sales associate at the running store, was there and came out to ask how I was liking the shoes. And I was like, unfortunately, I got a blister. And he was like, dang it. All right, I'll see you next week at the store. And I was like, okay. So, I have my own personal shoe person now.
That's good.
hmm You know what
I,
else is good?
not my fantasy team because this is the second week in a row I'm losing by 1 point or by less than a point. That's
It'll
brutal.
turn around. Don't worry how the beginning of the season is. All how you finish.
Yeah, but like less than a point 2 weeks in a row is freaking brutal. That is textbook brutal. But what else
Well,
is good?
we are 30 days away from Wine and Dine half marathon weekend. 30!
Oh boy.
30. Just like the number of minutes that you train on Tuesday and Thursday if you're not running the challenge. Or 30 to 45 if you are. We have 3 miles for the long run for the 5K, 5.75 miles for the 10K, and 12 and a half miles for both the beginner and experienced half long runs. And the challenge will have a 4-mile walk on Saturday and a 12 and a half mile run walk on Sunday. We have 106 days until marathon weekend 2026. We are speculating and spiraling about what may be to come. Why are you making that face?
Because we're next week, that means it's under 100 days, and like my body is not ready, she says. Oh my god.
And maybe they'll finally give us medals.
Oh yeah. So what do we think is gonna happen? Do we think that we're gonna get the wine and dine event guide or the medals? And we'll get to the medal gate from this weekend, but
Um I still feel like they would do well, do we normally get event guide at 4 weeks or at 3 weeks?
about 4 weeks. Because this is when Natalie seems to get her bibs, which I don't have a bib yet, but maybe by the time you guys hear this, I do. But that this yeah, I think
Hmm.
we're getting the event guide.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards that because I don't feel like just because they made an oopsie, they're gonna like change their entire thing. So I think we'll still get the event guide and then they'll release the medals.
So maybe you as the listener know more than we do about this.
Mhm. Tuesday, Thursday. You have 30 minutes for 10K, half, and marathon, 30 to 45 for goofy, and 45 for dopey. The long runs are as follows: 10K, 2 miles, beginner half, experienced half, 3 miles, beginner marathon, 3 miles, experienced marathon, 4 miles, goofy and dopey, 3 miles.
I think this is if it's not the last, it's the second to last cutback of 3 miles. R.I.P. in peace, sweet prince. It's the second to last, so you'll have another 3 mile cutback after 15, 5 and 15. But
Enjoy them. We have 128 days until Disneyland Half Marathon Weekend 2026. Half training will be kicking off next week, so get ready. We have 154 days until Princess Half Marathon Weekend 2026 and the Tokyo Marathon. We have 205 days until Springtime Surprise Weekend 2026. Your proof of time deadline is still January 5th, 2026. You want to talk about Metalgate?
I am so ready for Pingate. Okay, so I'm sure that you've seen over, the Run Disney sphere.
If you don't live under a rock.
Because once the screenshots started coming out, they started everywhere. But so on Saturday, September 20th, there was a pin expo at Coronado Springs, and they had 3 of the 6 marathon weekend metal replica pins. They had the 10K, they had Goofy, and they had Dopey. And they also had the Coast to Coast medal for 2026. Honestly, iconic, because then they pulled them once it was like starting to circulate. But honestly, iconic that kind of a mistake was made, that it was like half of the medals got revealed, but they kept the books. Most importantly, Dopey has his buck tooth on this metal replica pin, so like all is right in my world. And yeah, I'm excited for what I've seen so far. And I can't wait to get the rest of the reveal. But also, this was hilarious.
Yeah, I was a little like, is this even real? Is this fake news for a little while? But I think, yeah. Yeah, there was too many witnesses. But my medal hasn't been revealed. I have not been spoiled by Pingate, so I still have time to wait, you know, assuming this doesn't happen between recording and release.
Yeah, yeah. Who knows? But I still think this was freaking hilarious. Like, and also, okay, let's talk about the Coast to Coast medal for a second. It looks beautiful.
Mhm.
And there's this cute little, like, running Minnie and Mickey slider that's
Mhm.
like slides from castle to castle, which I love. And I don't know. It's funny because a lot of people were like a little sus. They like thought like we weren't going to get a coast to coast because there was only one opportunity to earn the medal. You have to run Disneyland in January, February.
Mhm.
But that's how they reintroduced coast to coast in the first place, so I don't really get why people thought that it wasn't coming back, to be honest with you. When they reintroduced it, that was your only opportunity. So,
Mhm.
but it looks like a really cute medal that I probably, but maybe won't earn. I don't know. At this point, it's anyone's.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. I have a hotel, and yeah, that's just how it goes. But yeah, they pulled those pins, and they look like they had a lot of other cool pins too. A lot of Muppet pins, cool Parks pins, and stuff like that. But that I liked. Dancing with the Stars started last week. I can't say I'm caught up yet. Mr. Natalie and I like to have like some to binge. So we didn't watch last season, so we feel like we have to catch up on that one too. But Mark Ballas is back, which makes my little soul happy. So we will be watching for Mark's fire choreo. Sad news. Gino, a 44-year-old Western lowland gorilla who lived at Animal Kingdom, passed away. He was on the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail.
Poor Gino.
Rest in peace, sweet prince.
I hope the Rainbow Bridge was pretty.
Yeah. That actually is pretty sad. Because I believe he had been around since Animal Kingdom opened. On to the news story that was highly requested and what I've been most excited to talk about.
This is like the story of the century. This is wild.
But not enough people are talking about it. Okay.
I mean, if my non-Disney fan family sends it to me, I don't know if I agree with you.
True. A man wearing scuba gear reportedly stole as much as $20,000 from paddlefish in Disney Springs, then jumped into the water and escaped before deputies arrived early Monday morning, according to 2 restaurant employees who were tied up during the burglary.
He has still not been caught, y'all.
What in the Florida man is this? Like,
I mean, it's kind of brilliant.
yeah, he's
It's
not going to get off
terrible.
on not being premeditated, though, because if you brought your whole
No.
scuba suit, like,
Well, you know what I think would be hilarious is if it just all magically got returned and they never catch him.
dude, like Confusion Bear, like just literally like like the most confusing iteration, like example of this possible. It's just like I mean,
Just
okay,
to
like
prove that it could be done.
and like I don't know, like what therapy coupons for like the people who were tied up during a burglary.
I guess, yeah, I really feel bad for them.
Yes,
That sucks. That's terrifying.
yes, that's super terrifying. Like I don't know, like. But yeah, if it's just like a sack of money, like out of a cartoon, just like appears at Paddlefish, that is wild. Like,
Mhm. This was after the restaurant closed, so like the employees were the only people there, and I think they said it happened close to midnight. So like,
oh really? Because I'm seeing
yeah, I'm
early,
wondering if
like
it was
early
like an
Monday mornings,
oopsie.
like 1 a.m, maybe.
Yeah, like after restaurant close, I think.
Gotcha.
So maybe that part was an oopsie. Maybe he thought he had timed it for them to have already left after close and then they were still there. I don't
I
know. But
I
like
don't.
it's just wild.
I need a true crime podcast to like. I guess this is not true crime in that way, but like
Just look out for our new podcast coming soon. JK,
Disney.
JK.
Yeah, no. Um, but yeah, this is just like the Florida Man version of like Ocean's 11. Like I
Mhm.
don't even like like now I'm also imagining the scene from Pirates of the Caribbean where Jack Sparrow and Orlando Bloom's character, whose name is escaping me right now, Will Turner, when they're walking on the bottom of the ocean with like the boat on their head,
Boat.
so they have the air bubble.
Yeah, that science does not check out.
No, didn't they do that on MythBusters or something
I
like that?
think
And like,
so, yeah. Yeah. If you ever took physics class, you know that science doesn't work.
yeah, that is true as well. But
I don't know, man. Like, I don't know if they'll ever catch this guy. Like, if he was in a wetsuit, that like's not great for DNA retrieval. He probably left his wetsuit gloves and everything on, so there's probably no fingerprints.
they'd have to. I don't know if they have maybe security footage, but if he left his wetsuit
But if
on,
he
like,
left his
how is that?
and if he, well, I mean, okay, so it's like way too warm to wear a wetsuit hood in that water. Like 90, I'm pretty sure he could have worn one anyways and just been okay with being hot.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if you're gonna
But
rob 20 grand,
yeah, like if they got any images of his face, it depends on if he left a mask on. Cause like the hood still, depending on what kind of hood he wears, the hood like still exposes your face.
yeah,
And then your mask would cover your eyes and nose, especially if he wore a reflective mask with
yeah.
like the mirror tinting on it. All you would see would be his mouth, basically. So
Holy
then they've
smell with the
only got like
gaiters
body
too.
build. Bold.
Yeah,
Bold.
no. If you have any information, you should probably contact authorities, but also like let us know. This is a developing story. Something that's not really a developing story, I guess, is that the candlelight processional for the 2025 Festival of the Holidays was announced, and all the narrators. Your dining packages will open up on October 14th, so still a couple weeks away. And I'm going to go through all of the narrators because there were a lot of new ones, and I figured at a certain point that I was then just had weird gaps. So I'm just going to narrate all. So Constance Wu from November 28th to 29th. Jordan Fisher from November 30th to December 2nd. Jennifer Garner from December
Woo!
3rd to 4th. Ashley Eckstein, December 5th through 6th. That's Ahsoka. Ralph Macchio, December 7th through 8th. The Karate Kid. He also narrated last year. Leslie Uggams, December 9th through 10th, was in Deadpool. Marlee Matlin, December 11th through 13th, he was in Coda. Henry Winkler, December 14th through 15th. And to give a list of the reason, like things like he's in, he was Fonzie in Happy Days. He was the lawyer in Arrested Development and Dr. Saperstein in Parks and Rec. And I really wanted to just put that he was Dr. Saperstein in Parks and Rec, but I figured that somebody would get mad about that because Fonzie in Happy Days is like way more famous than that, or like the lawyer in the incompetent lawyer in Arrested Development. Anyway, continuing on the list, Lauren Daigle, December 16th and 17th. She's a contemporary Christian artist. Gary Sinise, who's in Forrest Gump, December 18th and 19th. Brendan Fraser, famously from The Mummy, December 20th through 22nd.
I'm going to have to go tell Ben. He loves that movie.
Would have got my cup of coffee. Louis Fonsi, December 23rd and 24th. He's a Puerto Rican singer and was in Despacito, the song.
Ooh.
Joel Smallbone, what a name. December 25th through 26th. He's a member of a Christian pop duo for King and Country. Brie Larson, December 27th and 28th, who's Captain Marvel. She's an Academy Award-winning actress. And Cheryl Lee Ralph, December 29th and 30th. She's in Abbott Elementary, and she was also a Madame Morrible in Wicked on Broadway. And last piece of news, actually there's two. They announced a Camp Rock 3. I know the Jonas Brothers will be in it, but Demi Lovato will not.
No.
Producing.
I think so, yeah. I think that, like, they've done some, like, concept stuff, and basically, like, from the, like, art, it looks like maybe they're coming back as, like, as, like, judges or something.
Okay, that makes some more sense. But exciting for fans of that. And then the Muppet Show special is coming to Disney Plus next year to celebrate the 50th anniversary of the Muppets. And Sabrina Carpenter will guest star. Do you think she and Miss Piggy will be friends or enemies? I think they're gonna have like a good, like, not friends to lovers trope, but like kind of like a frenemies to like besties trope. Like they don't want to like each other, but then they just realize that like girl power, and they will become besties.
Yeah, I could see that.
As long as Sabrina stays away from her man, Miss Kermit. All right, I'm ready for a Disney fun fact.
Let's hear it.
Or two. On this day in 2001, a new attraction called One Man's Dream opens in Disney's MGM Studios. It features memorabilia from the Walt Disney's career and heritage to the public for the first time. It is officially dedicated on October 1st, 2001. And on this day in 2009, Modern Family debuts on ABC.
I don't know that I've, like, actually ever watched that show.
Mr. Natalie and I are doing a rewatch right now.
Really?
Yes, we're moving through it kind of slowly, but it's just such like an unhinged happy show. Like it is very interestingly, I don't know, like very quick comedy. It's good. I like it.
Okay.
So I guess I just kind of wasn't done talking about the Chicago Marathon this week.
Is that by chance because we have an event guide?
Maybe, and also probably because we have a guest here to talk with us about it.
Welcome. You can cut that part if that's weird. It felt weird.
See, that might be funnier though, because Tony goes off to a hot start. That might be even funnier, actually.
Okay. Do we need to do outro intro?
Oh, yeah, we do.
And I think you're doing it because I've
Yeah.
done the last two or
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a sushi on my lap and I'm stuck here forever. Just like earlier. You cozy sushi.
We're off to a hot start.
Yes, we are. And, I, for one, am new to this. We could call this the episode, the Chicago Marathon for Dummies. So, as I am not the expert, I will hopefully not yap as much. And we'll leave the floor to you, our Hannah, and our guest. But we should probably have you introduce yourself first. So, who are you?
I'm Tony, like the tiger. Live up in Green Bay. Been running since 2021-ish. I ran my first 5K at Disney in Marathon Weekend 2022. And this will be my fourth straight dopey this year.
Woo!
5K to dopey. It's the only way to go.
I mean, I went 10 miler to Chicago Marathon, so
Nice. That's a little more logical.
maybe a little, but not. I still would not say so sound.
Well, that makes my whole life story feel like logical, which is weird. But considering Chicago will be my first standalone marathon. So I'm not used to being the sane one here. So instructions unclear. Don't know what to do.
Show up and run. It's the biggest vibe. It's the biggest vibe. Like, Disney's fun, but Chicago was a whole nother level. The amount of people on the course, everything. Like, if you're nervous at all, as soon as you start, you're just going to be like shocked at how many humans are on the course. Like, it blew my mind immediately, and it goes the entire 26.2 miles. So if you have any worries, you need any energy, I had my headphones, never turned them on. Like, I couldn't even hear anything if I turned music on. So like, it is just loud and cheering the entire time. It's awesome.
I didn't even bring my headphones when I ran, which is wild because I don't go anywhere without my shocks these days. But back in 2023, when I ran, I hadn't discovered what a running vest was yet, and I had very limited space in my belt, especially because all I took for fuel was Honey Stinger chews, and those packets are not compressible.
They're huge.
They're humongous.
Yeah, I used to do chews too, but then I'd put them in a Ziploc beforehand so I could easily like just take a handful out. But yeah, they don't compress down at all.
No.
And I don't run with any, like, I don't use a vest. When I run here, I use a handheld so I can put some stuff in there. But I'm like the worst person for training advice. I don't take fuel on my runs. I don't fuel beforehand. I just go. I just need water because I sweat a lot. And like, the course was great for that. They gave out Morton, which that was the first time I ever had it. It's phenomenal.
Was that the first year it was sponsored with them?
Maybe. I wish
'Cause
I
I
would have
think
took
we
more. I
still
didn't
had-
realize how expensive it was until I was like, oh, this stuff's really good. And then I got home and I wanted to buy some. I'm like, oh, damn. Should have took all the free ones they were handing out.
I can't remember what they had on course my year because they were out by the time I made it to any of the fuel stations.
Oh, wow.
Yoinks.
I didn't have that issue at all. And then, like, there was no water issues or anything. I think that when you go through the fuel or water stops and everything, it's kind of funny because you just hear how sticky it is. You just hear a bunch of feet sticking as everyone's running through.
Yes. It's like being in a club in college.
Yeah, or that.
So that's good to know. Tony, when did you run the Chicago Marathon?
Last year. And it was beautiful. It was probably like 60 degrees and it was overcast. The sun came out for like probably the last 8 miles of mine. But it was beautiful weather, like just picture perfect. It was really overcast to start the day. But yeah, like, couldn't ask for better weather to run the marathon.
We're summoning vibes.
I mean, it could be cold. Colder would be better. Colder is always better for a marathon. Like, if it's 45, 50. That's prime.
Oh,
That's what it was for mine. It was in the upper 40s up until before the start, and it never made it above, I think, like 55 the entire race. And I still got
Beautiful weather.
hypothermia.
I run in shorts and a t-shirt when it's 30 degrees out here, so that is perfect weather for me.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of things that went wrong with my Chicago marathon, so there's a whole episode about it.
lore drop.
Check it
So
out.
true. So where I'm at right now, since I'm used to the dopey schedule of it all, it has been a sufferfest this summer of long runs. And that honestly has been getting in my head a little bit because I'm like, wow, I have not had a long run that's felt good, like really good since 10 in July when I had a beautiful like 50-degree day. So I don't know if you can kind of reassure me or just, I don't know how like different, because I feel like usually when I go into dopey, it's like, okay, like I basically kind of like have my plan. I have my like pretty ideal running weather because I'll catch a day that's not icy or 23-mile-an-hour wind gusts because it do be that way. But that's the worst thing I have to deal with usually. So I'm not used to being on like it's super hot and then like it might, because well, I don't know what it's going to be like on race day, but things like coming all together help my taper brain because we're on mode now.
I think it's nice, like, just knowing that you're running one race. Like, that is, like, the best feeling in the world. So you're preparing, you're going all out for one race. I love that. I didn't like all the walking the day prior. I just drove down Friday night, hung out with people, went back to room. I stayed out by O'Hare, took the train in. So if people are looking to save money, it is so much cheaper to stay at O'Hare. And you get on the train that morning, and it is just packed full of runners. So if you don't know where to get off, you just get off where the herd gets off. Pretty simple. But so like walking around on Saturday, I was there with my family, which if you're looking to run this more competitively, I'd probably recommend not doing that. So I was walking around shopping with my wife and daughter. You're just timing your feet is so much more. And then even like the expo, going to the expo, you walk in this giant building and then you walk forever.
So
It feels like
far.
it's like
I
why
thought
is
we
this
were
so far back
lost.
in the building? Yeah, it's unbelievable. You walk for like 5-10 minutes through this giant building to get to where it is.
Hmm.
But the expo itself is phenomenal. Highly recommend it. It's a total different vibe than a Disney one. So much more efficient. Like there's not these long lines to get your bib or anything like that. You walk in. There's actual security, unlike a Disney expo. Um,
Mhm.
but you walk in, you give someone your name, and you walk around the corner. Like you walk a ways, but you go around the corner, and someone has your bib out at a desk right away. No wait. Like I don't know if they print it right there or what. Like it was insanely fast.
They just
Oh.
know what they're doing, and there's a lot more. They've got like 50,000 people to get through, so
Yeah. The expo floor itself, like for merch and stuff, chaos. Michael Leslie, runDisney, he told me like when the stuff went on sale last year, he ran it with me too. And so I pre-ordered all my merch directly from Nike. I would highly recommend doing that. Order it in every size you think you might need, and then just return what doesn't fit. So I ordered everything under the sun in two sizes, returned a bunch of it, because then if you go and you want to buy the Nike stuff at the expo, you're going to spend an hour plus waiting in line to check out. It's crazy. I know he too went to like just a Nike store, and it was
hmm
more in and out. So get away from the expo if you're looking to buy that kind of stuff. And then finisher gear could only get bought from a Nike store, not
hmm
from the expo itself.
Yeah, I ended up getting lucky my year. I did not buy anything at the expo like that, and I waited until Black Friday. And I was able to get the finisher quarter zip I wanted on Black
Nice.
Friday sale.
Ooh, I did not think about that as an option.
I got the
I mean,
Nike
I don't know
running
if I would
pants on like
bank
for
on it,
Christmas
but
time.
it was pretty good.
Interesting.
Yeah, but it's like wild. There's everything you could ever imagine inside that expo hall, and it is packed to the gills. I don't think it matters what time you go. It's
Yeah.
gonna be packed to the gills the whole time, pretty much. I had to go because I was running for charity, so I had to stop by my charity booth to pick some stuff up. There's also a lot of freebies though, so if you're
Yeah.
like if you want some freebies, I waited in the like Team Milk, which was supporting like every women's marathon and stuff, and they had a bunch of free stuff for ladies. And ladies
Ooh.
only. They were very strict.
I have a lifetime supply of BioFreeze. Like they were just giving that stuff away. They didn't care. Like they're no, take more. So they're giving you like
Mhm.
drawstring bags just full of the roll-on, like patches, you name it. So I have everything under the sun BioFreeze.
My
You know,
favorite
and
is
then
the spray.
yep, everything. And then my daughter would walk by, and then they give her a bag. I'm like, all right, now we have. It's absurd. So like, and it's everyone's just handing stuff out like that. They have
Mhm.
every shoe brand under the sun there.
That's where I got my very first pair of UFAs.
Oh, nice.
Was at the expo.
Shocks is there. Shocks was a sponsor last year. I don't know if they are this year. After the race, I'm assuming they did this at the expo too. After the race, I was wearing my Shocks, and some lady came running up to me and gave me a Shocks Kipchoge water bottle. And was like, thanks for wearing Shocks. Yeah, I was like, all right, sweet.
Dang.
That's way cooler than when the banana people not at Chicago, at Peachtree Road Race, which is equally as humongous. The banana people asked to take my photo because they thought I looked cute. So,
Nice.
you know.
Did they give anything away for you in 23? Like we got a Nike like fuel belt with our stuff.
No, I don't think so. Like we got our shirt all the way. You know, you have to walk all the way to the back of the expo, just like
Yep.
Disney, to get your shirt. But I don't think. I mean, we had goodies. There was like a bag with like goodies and stuff in it, but I don't think anything like that serious was
Oh.
in there. Mostly like fuel, and I got a lot of dude wipes, which I actually
Nice.
really appreciated. I really appreciate a dude wipe post run to wipe the salt off my face.
Fair. Shocks is a sponsor.
The post run, not to jump ahead in any of this, but the post race festivities I thought were pretty weak. Like Run Disney's a lot more fun post race, I thought.
I cannot speak to the party at mile 27 because I was in the medical tent. But
well, that'll do it.
You know, it was pretty lively in the medical tent. I got some free broth and a Powerade. Also a very snazzy heated blanket.
It's a long walk once you finish too to get to your people, because they have that park like is totally gated off, and then it's gated off from you to get there, so you got to walk all the way around to get into it. But I think we got a beer for sure after the race, which I can't drink, so then I carried it all the way until I got to my wife to give to her. And then I want to say there was chocolate milk, Gatorade. There was all kind of like, you know, the typical after race where they hand you all this stuff. I almost made you use the beep button.
This is why you need a butt bag.
But yeah, so like I'm carrying a baby through the damn place after. Like there's so much stuff they gave me. I'm like, sweet. But
so pack butt bag. That's good to know. Good to know.
Then they had little like individual backdrop photo stops. No one there to take your pictures. You got to ask someone to take your picture, but like nice little individual ones.
They had people, well, not at the photo stops, but as I was walking out like through the finisher chute, before I went to the medical tent, I, was wrapped in my aluminum foil potato blanket. I literally walked up to her and said, "Please turn me into a baked potato." And she's giggled and wrapped me up. And then I walked straight to medical. But there were people taking photos of you like in the finisher chute when I was there.
My photos all turned out like I didn't buy them at all.
Mine were all really bad too. So like ask your friends to do their best.
Yeah. So I had one of my friends, Dan, Dan and Steph, Tomorrowland Productions. He brought like a legit camera. So he was taking tons of pictures every time. And my wife was with them cheering when they were going all around. So I got a ton of pictures from him that were 10 times better than anything from Chicago. Because I don't remember even seeing a photographer. Like I don't remember having a tent or anything. So I have no idea.
Yeah, they don't like along the course. They don't really stick out. The places that the photographers stick out are obviously at the halfway point, because there's like a timing mat and there's some stuff going on. You can see them there. And then in the last mile or so, they really stick out because there's a ton of them on your way to the finish line. Like there was a photographer that told me and my fiance that we looked really adorable because we were walking to the finish line hand in hand while I was crying because I was in so much pain and so happy it was over.
They really get you at the end when you go around that last corner, and then it's like, oh, hey, you want to go up this hill? Like, 26 miles. Let's just make this horrible.
The last point one.
I fear Mount Chicago, except I don't fear Mount Chicago because I've been like sprinting hills here. And I know that I am doing more of an elevation change than that, but I fear Mount Chicago. So I will conquer Mount Chicago. That is how, well, I will probably cry, but like on the inside, but I will I will not let it defeat me. I will not let it, because I like had this visual in my head, and this is terrible, of like watching like the goal time like slip away by seconds because of Mount Chicago. I'm like, oh no, F no, that's not happening. So as you know, today at the time we're recording, as I'm like suffering through my speed workout and I'm like sprinting hills, I'm like, you're not getting me.
So I had no goal. So when I got there, and I ran like basically 4 marathons in a calendar in like 365-day period last year. Stupid. So I was constantly getting injured for overuse injuries and all this stuff. So I was like not greatly trained for Chicago by the time it came because I was coming off an injury, whatever. So when I got to that last hill, I was like, nope, whatever. I'm walking up this. I don't care. Like, I'm gonna finish. It is what it is.
So that was pretty much how I felt.
The course, like, entertainment, for lack of a better term, as you go is so cool. Like, you're going through the different neighborhoods, they have different things going on. I mean, if you need fuel, they're handing out candy left and right, drinks, whatever. Bands out all over the place. It's just so cool.
There's a drag show in Boys Town.
Yeah, yep, on a stage, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really cool.
That's where my sister used to live when I ran. Ran right past her condo. That was like perfect timing. We went
It's in like a
right
really
past her.
soft curve that you're going through, and then boom, there's just a stage. So like you see it right in front of you as you're coming up to it.
But every neighborhood does a little something different. There's no such thing as a dead zone
No,
on
not at
the
all.
Chicago Marathon
There's
course.
people the entire way.
It's like being in a Disney park the entire time, except on steroids.
Yeah, it's cool. The only part you really don't is right when you start, because you run under, I don't know, some road, and then that's where everyone just pees though. So if you are waiting in the like, and to me, like the porta potties didn't have long. They had tons of porta potties, so there wasn't this super long line to get in them. But if you like were in your corral and you were holding it, like everyone, you just see people going off left to the right behind these giant pillars, and there's just people peeing everywhere.
So it's like the monorail pee that I don't partake in, obviously. But
I've never done that either. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I don't know if I've ever actually witnessed it, but I know that people talk about, oh yeah, like people get to the TTC during the half course, and that goes up to Magic Kingdom, and then they pee by the monorail. I'm like, what? You say this so casually.
I've seen people run into the woods or like by the woods many times, like at the start, or even later in the races, but never. I'll have to watch by the monorail next time, I guess.
Maybe Disney has put the kibosh on that because of, like, they can't stop you from going into the woods, but they can probably stop you from taking a leak.
There's also just like a lot more people there now, I feel like. So
maybe they changed conspiracy time. Maybe they changed the course routing, not because of construction, but to stop the monorail piece.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Got it. Got you, Disney.
Biohazard issue.
Skill issue. Yeah, can you pee outside shades of green? Depends how daring you are. But okay. So I feel like I've got my mental map here of like basically I'm trying to overlay Disney, like Chicago on top of it. Both places I know very well. I'm trying to think of what else I want you to put into like my little Disney brain here.
The corrals.
Follow the herd. I was gonna say you follow the herd. That sounds about right.
Yep.
Yes, the corrals.
The corrals were not anywhere near as packed as a Disney corral for me, at least when I did it. And no one was checking. Casual. You could have went in any corral you wanted. No one was checking what corral you were in. It was very much honor system.
The only time you couldn't was once they actually closed the corral. Then they were just like, yeah, no, sorry, go somewhere else.
And they didn't close them until like right before you started walking up. And then you just, your corral walk is pretty far. Like once you start, you walk up whatever street you start on. You just walk up as a big group, which is really cool. And you keep seeing the other corrals go off in front of you and everyone cheering. So it's really fun as you get there and they're hyping you up. But yeah, it was really smooth, but zero bib checking of, are you supposed to be here or not?
Interesting. That surprises me a lot because I feel like it would be 10 times stricter.
No.
Yeah, there was zero care.
I imagine they probably do check a little more seriously in like maybe
Wave
like
one.
a corral.
Yeah, if you're in the
or
front, yeah.
in
I think I
wave
was in
one,
like H or
or
something, so no one cared.
or the like high performance athletes or whatever that aren't
Oh,
the
yeah.
elite athletes that are ahead of wave one. There's like multiple waves before wave one.
Yeah, there's like the people who can time qualify and whatnot.
Yeah.
I don't know her.
I remember too a helicopter, like when the like elite started, like a helicopter like following. I don't know if that was real. I mean, I heard a helicopter. I assumed it was like following them for a little bit.
No, it probably
Like
was
above
because
buildings.
they stream that on like the local television, so there probably was.
They had, hopefully they have it this year too for you. They had Calvin Kiptum's kit that he wore when he set the world record, like on display there. Yeah, he died right before it. But yeah, they had his kit from the year before on display that you could take a picture with the world record. So it's pretty cool. That was right. That was like right by security check-in. It wasn't in the expo itself.
Oh, gotcha. I guess that makes sense because that's something that to like have it near security. Did you run for charity or do you just lotto in, Tony?
Lottery first time.
Oh,
Whoa.
jealous.
Okay, Hollywood.
I mean, of all the like, I don't care about stars. I just think it's fun to run like a big race, like for the vibe of it. And I was like, well, if I'm going to get in any of these or do any of these, I can drive to this one in 3 hours. So I don't have to worry about expensive travel or anything like that. So that's why I went for it. I'd like to get in it again, but I'm not going to do charity to go that way.
Hey now, if you do charity, if you find another team of runDisney people, you could raise enough money to name a grant. Boo boom. Bada bing, bada boom.
Maybe next year. I mean, I sign up for the lottery for all of these, knowing I'm, snowball chance in hell of getting in. But
I think, what is it? At time of recording, it's tomorrow that Tokyo gets called.
Oh, I didn't do that one.
Correct.
I was smart enough not to do it after I was about to absolutely poop myself with London, because I was the last one standing of almost everybody I knew that hadn't gotten the no yet. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm running 3 marathons in 6 months. I'm just going to disintegrate. That's just not happening.
But at least you're like just in marathon shape. You just ride it out.
Yes, but there's that whole period in like March where the time change hits me like a sack of bricks. And I don't know why, because also then it's darker in the morning and that makes me sad. It doesn't wake me up. And for some reason, like I just don't run well in March. And guess when the London Marathon is? Late April. So you can't really not be running well in March. Also the burnout of, having gone through a dopey.
Welcome to my life. Yep.
Yeah. She says burnout now, knowing she still has dopey to train for after this. Good times.
I still put my name in.
But I did Chicago to wine and dine to dopey last year, and like it was nice because you're already trained up. So basically, like I don't do a training plan or anything. So like I ran Chicago, and then I just basically did like one long run, then each month until dopey, and I was fine. Like it wasn't like I gotta build up and do all these long runs. It was like I was already there, so I was just do like 10 or 12, and then do one that's 18 versus 17, 18, 19, 20, 22. Like I wasn't doing that then.
I aspire to be there, but
I also very casually do dopey, so it's not. Maybe that helps.
Yeah, see, that's the thing too, is that
Natalie's too competitive for that.
Okay, fair. But also like
not with others, to be clear, with herself.
Oh yeah, no, I'm very self-competitive. But here's the thing, is that I, based on the whole like negative feeling kind of like about how like a lot of my long runs have sucked, I'm kind of like, I'm not saying I'm not throwing away my shot. I'm not like giving up, but I'm also kind of like accepting the fact that like I might not hit what I want to during Chicago.
You're willing to wait for it?
I am willing to wait for it. But I think that I don't know, but I really just want to get her done in Chicago because then I can take Dopey more chill. But also, it's helpful and comforting for me to know that I have a marathon 3 months later, so I can like. But I don't know. It's funny because we're gonna play this back in like 5 weeks and be like, "Ooh, guess what you did."
So if you can do like a chill dopey, like you're still very well trained, like cardio wise and whatnot. So what I liked is I had a very chill dopey. I didn't get injured then because I didn't keep pushing myself after that, and I went on to PR 5K, 2 half PRs and a 10K in the next like 5 months because I was in very good shape, but I didn't kill myself to risk getting injury, and then I was able to
Yeah.
build off that after dopey and roll that into having a phenomenal spring. Like I went my PR for my half went down by 5 minutes.
Wow.
And so I went from a 157 to a 154 to a 152. And after my 7 hour and 4 minute marathon at Dopey. So like it definitely gets you there, but save yourself for when you get a more quote unquote serious race back home. Like that's what, like I run hard when I'm at home. When I'm at Disney, if you look up my times, they're much longer than what I run normally, but I'm having fun. I'm taking it in. I'm there for the environment, the people, so like work my ass off at home so I can have fun at Disney, get my corral I want there and stuff. That's the way I look at it. Home is
Mhm.
where the hard work is and the training, but the fun is Disney. So the hard work would be to Chicago, even though my Chicago wasn't great. But, like if I were to do it again, my goal would be to PR Chicago, not care about the rest of that.
So that is the goal. That is the goal. It's funny because I sometimes have that like mindset of like, oh yeah, like, but also it kind of just, it's like, I don't want to say like an animal, but like the feral raccoon in the dumpster comes out of the dumpster and like, it's just like, all right, bye. And then it's like, oh, how many times do I send a message like, oh, I'm not trying to PR this one. And I'm talking Disney races. And then a narrator has determined that was a lie. It just,
Do you stop for characters?
it
She
depends on
does.
the race, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah,
Just making sure.
I will. Oh yeah. If it's something that's like I'm trying to go. Even last time, my PR at the time at Disney, character stopped in my marathon PR. I was obviously at Disney. That character stops. Yeah, so I do.
Okay.
Even when I am, and I don't miss the castle photo.
I skipped my castle photo for Princess this year for my half. But I did PR and I
I
was
was
really
gonna
proud of
say,
myself.
I hope you were going for time.
I did. Tell them how much I crushed it, Natalie.
She did by over 10 minutes. And that is
Nice.
counting like off of her like half split for Chicago in 23.
Which
Not
was a
even her
disaster.
not even like her like fastest recorded like actual time, because then it was like 25 minutes, I think. Like absolutely bananas fast. So what is my castle on the Chicago course? Like what is my Cinderella castle?
Honestly, I don't like nothing like sticks out to me. I've been to Chicago so many
Oh.
times, like living here, but like I just remember looking up at like all the running through the giant buildings. Like that's cool.
So
Like,
for me, as someone from the Chicago area, the view up the river towards the lake and all the other architectural buildings that are beautiful and gorgeous in that area. That's like, and it's like just before halfway, so it feels kind of similar to like approaching the castle on a Disney race, I think.
So when you avoid going on to Lower Wacker,
Yeah.
you just you see all these buildings ahead of you. You see the open sky, and you're like, "Wow, I'm not gonna die on the Lower Wacker." It's funny that I asked you guys that question, as if I'm not from the Chicagoland area, but I kind of was curious if there was something that like I didn't know. I know that like Chinatown especially is like hype.
that was cool. Okay, yeah, that was probably my favorite part. Like, I haven't been to Chicago how many times? I never even knew they had a Chinatown. So, just this uncultured
got all
guy
the
up
towns.
in Wisconsin. Like, the coolest thing to me about Chicago was when I go to Chicago, like it's always been like the Michigan Ave area and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And I honestly went to Navy Pier for the first time ever.
Oh, I love Navy.
But yeah, Natalie loved it. Not you, my daughter. Yeah, she loved it. She was having a blast on like the giant swing thing. Those terrify me. Like those, I just picture people's bodies flying out of.
Ugh.
So the
Oh
whole
yeah.
time she was on there, I was just nervous as could be. But like running and seeing Chicago, like the north
Mm.
parts, all the parts I've never gone to, probably would never go to anyways. Like you get to actually like see the city, so that was really cool. Like when I'm on vacation, I love to run in a new place, and I've never thought about running like around downtown Chicago because you wouldn't be able to, like you'd have the traffic and stuff. So
Mhm.
it was really cool just to take all that in and see things that it's like I'm never gonna go down this street again the rest of my life. Kind of cool to see it.
Yeah. I went to I went to high school in the Chicago, not in the city, like out in the burbs, but
Oh, in
and
the
then
burbs.
yeah, my sister lives in the city though. Once she went to college and then after college, and I stayed with her when I ran the marathon. But my family all came in to like watch and cheer and stuff, and I said it, my parents said it, my sister said it. We all said the same thing of like, you know, I don't think I've seen more of the city ever until you decided to run this race. Because right, there's like parts of the city like you just never like you don't get outside your own little bubble of where you normally go for the most part or the popular areas. There's
Hmm.
so many other areas to see. It is
It
a
was cool.
huge,
Like
vibrant city.
the support too. Like last year, so many Run Disney people just came to cheer, and that was amazing. Like so, like I said, my family was with a bunch of them going around, and I think I saw them like 6 or 7 times throughout the race, which was mind blowing.
Wow.
So like they'd text me like where they were coming up, so I'd see them and stuff. But it was incredible. Like, but that's the cool thing about having the mass transit there. They would just hop on the train, get ahead,
Mm-hmm.
and everything like that. And there was one point my wife was in an Uber, I think because Natalie wanted to eat or something, so they ran somewhere, got an Uber. Worst decision ever during the marathon. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So then they like got out because they knew they were close to me and sprinted over and like caught me just as I was making a turn. They like came up to the fence, and that's like one of my favorite pictures because
Oh
like they're
yeah.
just so jacked in the picture because they made it there just in time to see me, and everything. It was really cool, and I had no idea they were going to be there. It was just I heard them screaming like for me.
Oh, I love that. That's
So,
amazing. I did have to Google this, but the only field that they go near on this course is Wrigley Field, which as a White Sox fan pains me, but they are carrying Chicago sports on their back because they have clinched the postseason. So, jokes on me. I guess I can, I can survive.
You probably run by some Catholic churches to get the Pope vibe, so you'll be okay.
yes. Don't get her started. We're working on her custom tattoos for the race. And one
I
of
saw
them
some
might
guy
be
in a
Pope related.
I saw a guy in a Pope White Sox jersey or something. I remember this summer when I was like up in my car. I sent you a picture, Natalie. I remember
Oh
like
yes,
I
you did.
saw it and I'm
Yes.
like, it was at a farmer's market. The guy's, like 300 yards away from me. So I just like zoom in and take a picture just to send to her.
Oh yeah, I sent it to my brothers too because there's nothing more Chicago than your sibling going on the news to say which side you take, White Sox or Cubs, because someone had to correct the record there. Someone had to. That is the most aggressively Chicago thing I've ever heard.
So are you staying right downtown?
Yes, I am less than a mile from the start line. So I'm
Oh,
staying at
nice.
my
Okay.
brother's my brother lives in River North, and I'm staying at his place on Friday night, and then I'm staying in a hotel the night before the marathon, and then
Nice.
because I don't want to have to pack up my room like and stuff, and I want to stay downtown, I'm going to stay at my hotel on Sunday as well.
Nice. I wish we stayed in the city for it for the ease of that, but it was whatever. So, okay. So here's a horror story too. I don't remember if I texted this to you or not. So I booked my hotel as soon as I got in. I booked my hotel through like a partner one,
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
and I was like, all right, whatever. It was like a month before the race. I went and looked, and I'm like, yep, it's not booked anymore. So the hotel just straight up canceled my room. Never sent me anything. Never did it. Never told me. So then I was in like, all right, cool. What do I do now? Every hotel is sold out, and that's how I ended up staying near O'Hare.
Yeah, I have been periodically. You did tell me about that. I've been periodically checking because then I actually modified to take a day off of my hotel, and then actually I found a slightly cheaper hotel. But I also am like a little skeeved out because I'm a Hilton girly, and like it hasn't shown up for me to like attach my honors account. I'm like, it's not real until it's like in my app and I can
Yeah.
check it there. So like it's not real until it hits there. And I'm like, I am paranoid based on that, but that's kind of good for me to be concerned and monitoring, because I will be a very unhappy bunny. And actually, so will my siblings, as I kick my brother out of his apartment and be like, sorry, I have to stay here the night before the marathon. You must understand, because my older brothers will be there as well. But, we're just going to hope and good vibes.
It'll be smooth. It'll be smooth. If you need it, there's room out by O'Hare. We just booked a hotel last week for us to stay and cheer at. So,
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good to know.
if you need a train buddy,
Yeah.
we got a crew of people there.
I've never actually taken the blue line, so
I mean, you see some stuff, but yeah.
yeah.
We saw last year. I think it was Friday night. Yeah, it was Friday. Maybe it was Saturday night even. We were on the train and it stopped, and we were somewhere in downtown Chicago. And we're like, "What's going on?" And we look ahead, and there's something on fire on the track, just burning.
It's bad.
And we're like, "Oh, this probably isn't good," So we're sitting there. And the driver just gets out like nothing, hops on the track, goes, puts the fire out, comes back in, doesn't say anything. Like total normal occurrence apparently.
They definitely see, and I more took the commuter trains out to the burbs, but they definitely see a lot of things. So I'm sure there's not a lot that actually phases them.
For sure.
The things, malort till you drop, I guess. Edward. Okay, so in terms of spectating, what kind of recommendations would you give for me to give to my spectators? My mom has spectated before.
Make a plan ahead of time.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Although I have no clue I'm just following the people. Like some of the people that I'm going to be cheering with this year cheered last year, and they definitely made a plan beforehand. I'm just showing up. I'm cheering my brother on Sunday. After the Sunday before this camp comes out, as he tries the BQ, and I literally took the map and I searched everything out. So I put the stops at the mile markers that I'm going to be at, and then I went on Google Maps and I found a house on a side street near there, so I could put it in the GPS and park there and get there without driving across the course. So I have it all mapped out, so I don't have to worry about it. So I would recommend something like that.
Yeah. That part's important, because if you don't want to like think you're going to a certain spot and that's on the inside of the course loop, like you have to pick. You're either saying inside or outside. And the only way to cross that is by getting on public transit. So you need to, like, if you're not going to plan, you better be a public transit savant. If you've never experienced public transit, you might struggle.
So luckily my spectating party is either my brothers who live in Chicago, my in-laws who grew up in Chicago, my mom who grew up in Chicago, and also probably all gathered together too. So I feel like, like somebody's going to know what they're doing. And actually, Mr. Natalie's pretty good at actually navigating around Chicago.
And especially if they're only cheering for you, that makes it way easier. Whereas like last year and then this year, when I ran it, and then this year too, like it's like a group of people cheering 10 different people. So the trouble is, like, all right, we're all running different paces. So all right, last person went by. Now we really got to book it to get there ahead of time for person number one before they pass by, and then we got to wait and do it, and then you just do it all again. So it's like high stress the whole time. So you have all these different paces of people you're waiting to come by and whatnot. So.
And based on what I know about the tracking, is obviously it's not like where it's pretty much every 5K. So you'd say that's relatively accurate in terms of, I mean, obviously if your runner slows down, like the course isn't going to just know. But
they had that. And then we also just like shared our Apple location.
That's what I did with my family. No, it didn't.
I mean, it's going to be a lot more accurate. Yeah. Because then they have a general idea, like, all right, he's actually ahead of pace. He's behind pace. So.
Yeah. Because when I was at like mile, I want to say 16 or so, I had seen my parents at mile 14. I didn't think I was going to see them again until the finish, and I was in so much pain, and I like voice messaged my dad on my watch saying like, I don't know if I could do this, I'm in so much pain, blah blah blah, and he found me based on my dot. He like came and found me on the
That's
course
awesome.
and like walked the sidewalk with me for a while I like cried. Even though I had my now
Aw.
fiance with me as well, I was just like, "Ah."
You will notice, like, you will see the same people all
Mhm.
race long. It's mind blowing. There's this couple in Bears jerseys because it was, it's on a Sunday. I had a Packer shirt on as I was running,
Duh.
so like every time I ran by them, we were ripping on each other, like. But I saw them probably 10 times throughout the race. They were constantly around. So someone that they knew was really close to where I was the entire race. It was wild.
That's hilarious.
But a fun thing too, like the Bears played, I think the noon game, and the Packers played the late game, or something like that. So like, people were yelling out like the Packers score to me whenever I'd run by. Like people in like Bears jerseys, they'd be like, "Hey, Packers are up 23-7," like stuff like that. As I was going, so that was really cool because I couldn't, listen to the game or anything. So it was nice.
Hmm.
Chicago nice for a change to a Packer fan, but I purposely wore the Packer shirt because I was running in Chicago on a Sunday. So
Yeah, you got to do what you got to do with that. I mean, a little taunting is, we got
yeah,
the South Side and North Siders, so I accept it. Did either of you really encounter pace groups? Because I feel like there's this whole like, you have to sign up to be part of a pace group, and that is very interesting to me.
I mean, you don't have to. You can, but it doesn't mean that you get like I think you either get like an extra bib with a number or like a sticker or something you can add to your bib. I don't remember the year that I did it, but just because you didn't sign up doesn't mean you can't still run with the pace group.
they
Like, what
actually
are
Okay.
they
push
going to
you away
do?
with
Tell you
the
no?
pace stick. They push you away
Yeah.
with it.
I just imagined like Katie and Cece, they're just whacking you with the pace stick.
Get
Like,
out of here!
You can't sit with us. No.
Or Twigs, like, no, bad. Okay, because I was curious. I'm like, how do you actually enforce? Like, and I understand that, if I want to go be like, yeah, I'm gonna join the 3:30 pace group, not out of my, not no,
Yeah.
like, and you don't get to move up. It's like Disney where
Hmm.
it's what's within your corral. But okay, that's good to know because I was like, well, what if I'm like, I was like, what if I don't want to like commit to that? Like, what if I
Mhm.
need to like,
I don't even remember seeing a pace group.
Oh, really?
I mean, I saw them, but because of the sheer volume of people, they are definitely a lot harder to pick out than they are in Disney races. And
Okay.
because they're not doing like run walk intervals and stuff, like you're not going to like hear them shouting or anything. Like they're just a lot
More discreet.
less, yeah, they're a lot more discreet than they would be at a Disney race.
If you run, walk, run, which I do,
I did.
throw
I
your
still
damn
do.
hand up because you're not at Disney. You're in the minority. No one knows what the hell you're doing. So throw your hand up, move over. Like that's my biggest pet peeve, just anywhere. But
Oh yeah, keep your head on a swivel because even though you would think because it's a major marathon and then they have the roads blocked and there's police that there won't be random strangers just trying
oh
to
yeah,
cross the street.
yeah. I
Lies.
almost got
Yes,
taken
there
out by
will.
someone. Yeah,
Wow, that's
Random
crazy.
people got to get to work.
and
Fair.
people that like just can't comprehend distances. Like are in angles. They're like, oh, I can make it across right now. I'm like, no, you have no chance in hell of getting across here.
No, even at Disney, I had is on a swivel because one of my pet peeves when people like take a walk break. They like, yes, I'm so glad you threw your hand up, but also if you just dead stop right there and you
Yeah.
don't look to make sure that somebody's not behind you, because I like check, like I'm like a car where I like checked twice.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like because like it's great that I have my hand, and I do a countdown. I wish I would did it audibly. I usually by a certain point I'm like just I'm as
Just
I am
trying to be alive.
putting the fingers down, and I hope that enough people kind of get it. But like I do a 5-second countdown. But I even at Disney I'm like I do not trust the people around me to actually be cognizant of the space they're taking up. It's just fun. I mean, like there's all sorts of different runners, but I'm like heads on a swivel, like got to check a couple times because I don't want to end someone else's race, and I don't want someone else to end mine. That would be sad.
That's like when you're in the parks and someone just stops dead in front of you. Like, man, my wife always yells at me because I will definitely say something to those people when I walk by them. She's like, you don't got to do that. They're on vacation. I'm like, I don't care. They need to learn in life that not to do this. Like, you can't just stop in front of people.
Yeah. If
Do
it's
you do that with your
egregious, I'll
car?
be
Do you
like,
do that with your car? Like, you're just driving down
brake
the
check.
street and you're like, boop. All right.
Brake check. No, I do not actually brake check. I don't. I like my bumper in one piece. Thank you. uh, and in one piece and attached to my automobile, actually. In terms of aid stations, it seemed like there's so many of them. Can you tell me like what's different? Like, I guess besides that, we have Morton, we have Gatorade Endurance, Lemon Lime, but what's like different about them? Are they longer? Are they? Tell me.
I don't remember if they were longer per se. Like, the biggest thing that sticks out, like I said, is the sticky shoes. That's the
So
biggest
gross.
thing. Like, you're coming up to one because you can hear it before you get there, because it's literally
And the
just
sheer volume of cups, like you're not gonna touch pavement,
yeah.
basically, while you're running through. It's like sticky cups. I feel like they might be a little bit longer, and they do still have like at the end of them, like at Disney, if you want to like fill up your water bottle from like a big jug, they do have those. You might have to ask someone if you don't like see it immediately, but they do have them.
I think they're marked in the event guide. I believe that they said like which ones you can do a refill at, but I'm sure that
Okay.
if they got water, they got water.
Yeah. And then have you tried Gatorade Endurance before?
I don't think so.
You
Try it
might
on race
want
day.
to you might want to order some or like try and get your hands on some before race day to try, because it made me sick. I do not tolerate Gatorade Endurance Yellow very well.
Speaking of
Okay.
dumping your pants while you're running from trying something new on race day, there was a
Okay.
lot of porta potties like on the course.
Yeah,
If
at
you
the aid
needed it, like
stations.
they were all over. There were so many of them. I couldn't believe it. It wasn't
Mhm.
like Disney where there's two, like in one spot. You'd go to an area and there'd be like 20 of them. So that was like, you never had to worry.
That's
So try the Gatorade. Wait and find out.
Don't do it.
See, you're talking to the same person who downed Tipsy Ducks in Love and then went on Guardians for the first time, like knowing it was making people sick.
Similar to Disney though. Don't stop at the first potty break, which is like mile
Oh, that's cardinal.
3-ish or whatever. There's a lot of people there. The ones who didn't pee on the pillars.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of chicks doing that, so you might have to wait a little bit.
See, that's even more dangerous because that could be the source of the sticky. But I see. This is probably going to be like a stretch goal of mine of like trying, and this is a little too much information, but I'm trying to do like a no pee, like if possible. I've never done a marathon with as a no pee, but like I don't know, Delulu over here is like, maybe I could make it through the whole full without having to pee. I'm down to one.
I don't recommend. I would try and stick with the one unless you really get your time down, because I did Chicago without going to the bathroom. And let's just say it
Ugh.
didn't go well.
Okay, yeah, no, we're good. I will plan on a pee stop. That I don't know, mile 15 looks good.
Speaking of aid stations, you know what the best stop on the entire course is?
Banana.
No, the BioFreeze station.
Ooh.
There's an entire like section of like you come up the road and then they have these built
Yeah, wasn't
like,
it like a pit? Like, it was like a
chutes?
pit crew lane.
Yes, on the side. So you just sort
I
of
totally
do a
forgot
little
about that.
detour, and they have people with cans in both hands, and you just find a person who isn't with someone, and you stand and you point to different parts of your body, and they just spray until you say you're good or you run away. And they will spray you pretty much anywhere. There is no shame. And they'll saturate your clothes to make sure it makes its way through.
So I was going to ask that, and I was going to say, is this something like, I guess if you're in pain that bad, like you're in pain.
My
and you
hip
want
was killing me. My hip flexor on the front was absolutely killing me. And they sprayed that sucker so good. It was numb for a good few minutes. And believe it or not, a few minutes was a great time.
I didn't stop in it. I remember seeing it, and like, yeah, it was like a whole like, it was like NASCAR pit crew. Like, you just went off.
Nah,
It was off to the left, like the whole area.
it was the
that you could go
bomb.com,
into.
man. I got my hip, I got my ankle, I got my most of my like right quad.
It sounds like even if you don't need it, go in there to
Oh
experience
yeah.
it. Sounds like the place to be.
It's like a
Oh.
real life person car wash, but for biofreeze.
So now I have more questions. Like, what does it feel like to run with it? Like numbness, but like
Biofreeze?
in like a bad. Yeah, I've never used it. I got some at Disneyland, but
It's just like a
I have this packet.
painkiller. Like I've put
Cold.
it on like at Disney races. I just like if my IT band's killing me or something, I just like
Hmm.
slap it all over it. So by the time I finish the race, like my leg is like green from it running
Yeah.
down.
Have you ever used Icy Hot or Tiger Balm or Bengay or anything?
Yeah, I think so.
They
Okay.
all basically
Yeah,
function
they're
the
all the same.
same.
Smell the same.
Biofreeze just doesn't have, at least in my experience, doesn't really have the hot after. It just has the cold part
Okay. Oh,
or
so it's like
before. I don't know.
kind of like the if you've have you ever used the menthol KT tape?
No,
Oh, okay.
but it's probably the same.
Yeah, I can imagine that's probably the same. I don't know if I ever actually usually run in it because the idea of like I don't know how that's going to react with my crispy French fry sweat. So interesting. Okay. Because yeah, I haven't really. I got the 2 little packets of biofreeze, and then I almost immediately, like when I was cheering the finish line at Disneyland, there was a dude who was like struggling in, and I was like not far from the. I was like, "Do you need it? This?" He politely said no, but I was like, "Do you need this? You look like you're in pain." Um,
Yeah, I would say if you're just curious and you have anything that's even just like sore after a run, you can just like rub it on there to like experience the effect. Obviously, if you're like hurting, then it will feel a little more drastic, but it's just really, really cold. And if you put a lot on, it might go numb for a little bit, but then it all comes back eventually.
Mask the pain.
so like on a scale of 1 to taking an ibuprofen, which you're not supposed to do when you go running,
Oh,
um,
I take tons. Last marathon, or maybe it was 2 years ago in the marathon, I probably took 12 ibuprofen during
oh
it
my
at Disney.
god,
Yeah,
Not, I think
it
your
was 2 years
liver,
ago.
I think that's bad for your liver.
It was yeah. Well, so was a lot of other stuff I do. So, but it was like my IT band was like I injured it. I knew it was going to happen. It happened in Magic Kingdom during the marathon, and I had to go the whole
ooh,
rest of the way. So I was just
ooh,
like taking ibuprofen. Like, and then I go to the med tent, and they don't have ibuprofen, but they have Tylenol or Advil. So then I take that. It was, yeah.
oof.
Like I
Was that
said,
rain?
don't do a lot of the stuff that
Was
I
that
say.
rainy marathon or what?
Yeah. It started pouring. Yeah. So like, got out of Magic Kingdom and it started pouring. That was cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
cool is one word.
in pain, pouring rain, and had like 14 miles left.
Have you heard
Yeah.
about my alien half marathon that it downpoured?
Oh yeah, the one in Georgia or whatever. Yeah,
That was rainy.
Just a little, just a little. Okay. What else do I need to know about? I don't know, like the course. I feel like I both can't ask enough questions, but also like I feel like I'm kind of good. Like it's that
Mhm.
weird situation of like, because it's also I think I don't know what questions to ask.
I
In a
hope
way.
you run into people you know running it on the course. Like when I was running, I just like saw a couple Run Disney people that I knew. Like on the court, I didn't know were running it and stuff. So like that was really cool to like see each other. Like, oh hey, like what fancy seeing you here. So
Oh
it's like
yeah.
you're like, oh my god, Run Disney people outside of Run Disney on a race course. Like, such a weird vibe.
Well, I'd say, I mean, I obviously know that being part of the villains team, that there's going to be quite a few of them. There's not that many people starting in my corral, from what I remember. Yeah, that'll be interesting. And I don't know, there's always people who I end up like seeing, like, oh, you ran the Chicago Marathon this year? Like just people from high school or people from, there's a couple of people from my high school who are running this year too. So I'm like, oh, that'll be like nice if I get to see you in like a sea of 50,000. But,
Keep
um,
your eyes out during like before the race too, for all the people that are running in like the weird outfits for like a world record or something. Like I remember a guy in a full suit in front of me. For a while in my corral, there was a guy who wore a suit into the corral as his like throwaway, and then he took the whole thing off right before the race. Super weird. But
There's a
yeah,
guy who runs in high heels for charity.
yep. Red high heels. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Interesting. I know stuff goes to the Salvation Army, and there's another charity that I think AmVets that it goes to, like what they
mm-hmm.
collect and donate clothing there as well.
Yeah, try and find the actual like barrels or whatever they're trying to collect it in, because by the time I got up there, because I was in wave 3, people were just like throwing it all over the place, over the fences and stuff, and like volunteers were trying to tell them not to do it, but like at that point people don't care because they're trying to get to the race, but try to help them out.
Oh, so it's like Disney.
Before the race too, by the corrals, there's like med tents and stuff. So like if you need to get taped up, band-aids, anything like that, that's like all over. There's tons of people over there for that. I wore, like since I like to do things you're not supposed to do, I wore brand new shoes I had never worn before. Brand new
Tony.
new brand, everything for the marathon. So obviously I put them on, did not fit ideally and stuff like that. So I had to go to the med tent like to get things like covered up. So
Tony!
it turned out like these are my favorite.
Anthony.
These are my favorite race shoes that I have now.
Oh,
Like once
okay.
I figured it out, like how to lace them and stuff, great shoes. Highly recommend. But that day, not that great.
Are you doing gear check, Natalie, or do you have private gear check with American Cancer Society?
Yeah, I think it's private gear check.
Because you guys have like a pre-race and post-race area, right?
We do at the Palmer House.
Yeah. So that's what we had for Lurie's when I ran, which was beautiful. So nice.
I don't know what gear check is like for normal folk. I didn't bring anything.
For normal folks, it's more similar to Disney. They have more like tents with racks rather than like trucks because it doesn't move. Like you finish and start in the same place roughly. So it's just more like big tents, and you go and give them the bag, and you got your bib number on it, just like Disney, and you don't get an additional like sticker number assigned to you. It just matches up.
You do go through hardcore security to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Like not quite airport level, but you go through like legit security to get into the park. So like only runners can get in the morning. And then even like when your family wants to come into that area, they have to go through security. So if you're trying, like my family was going to try to get to the finisher chute, but the security was too long, so they never would have made it by the time I got there. So they just met me in the park after.
And there's separate security for runners and spectators. Yep. They go through different security.
Good to know.
Also, speaking of like special things for on the course, you should definitely put your name on like your shirt or your bib or something, because I didn't do that because I was a little like, I don't know, do I want random strangers to know what my name is? It's one of the most common names, Hannah. Like I should have just done it. But I just had my Lurie singlet. And because that's such a big name in Chicago, people would just shout like, "Go Lurie Children's!" And I knew they were talking about me because it was literally me or it was Ben. So we weren't running in a big group of them. So
I had a shirt with my name on that I chose not to wear. I chose to go with the Packer one instead. I don't know. I thought that would ruffle more feathers and generate more, and it was,
to be fair, probably
smack talk the entire time, which was awesome. Like it was so much more fun that way than just someone yelling, "Oh, go Tony, let's go!" So like it was much nicer to have someone to talk back to.
I like that. I have somebody on the villains team like bought one of those things. It's basically, I don't want to call it another bib, but once I figure out what the company was, because I was looking at it myself, but then she decided to get a custom thing that like gets her name on there. She's like, "All right, I already bought this. Like whoever wants it can have it." I'm like, "Ooh, I was going to order that anyway." So basically, it's like just a thing that I'll pin up top that I'll be able to put my name on there. So because I'm still a little undecided on the clothing situation. I want to wear my singlet, but my singlet is a chafe monster. So I can't be having that. Now, do I think
you just stop by the BioFreeze and you'll be fine after?
Can you layer, or are you worried about that being too hot?
So the plan is to layer, right? So that's why I'm hoping for it to be a little chillier, famous last words, but so that I can wear it kind of like how I wore it for Dopey last year, where I had my little like athletic dress thing, and then I had a long sleeve underneath it, like a good Midwestern Halloween costume, got to have your turtleneck underneath.
And some jeans.
True. Jeans, sweats, tights, but there's that one magical year where it's like 70 degrees when you get to trick or treat. And that's what you remember forever.
It snowed a couple of years ago for us.
That's wild.
Like, I think 2 years ago, it snowed. Totally back off topic now. And then the year before that, it was like 80 degrees. It's like never know what it's gonna be. It's insane.
It totally did because I was leaving when the snow was hitting Nebraska, and then that hit because I was going for wine and dine, and then it traveled east. So it totally was like it was terrible weather outside, but not for me because I was going to Florida. Sorry, but yeah, I'm still figuring out the clothing situation, and also I think I have settled on the fact that it seems like I can wear my vest without the bladder in it, and I just like with like with like bottles. So
Yes.
that I think I feel comfortable with. I've been running with that for like my speed workout, and then less long runs. Like there's no way I did my long run without the bladder because that's just silly. Because I hate loops. Like I really like if I get to my house, it's really hard for me not to go
Yeah.
inside and be done.
I can feel so good about a run, but as soon as I like get back in my neighborhood, I'm like, yep, I'm done. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, I've had these like tragic kind of like okay, like I can make up the like extra mileage like to finish out what I'm supposed to by like kind of like zigzagging some streets, but I ended up honestly looping my cul-de-sac because I'm like I cannot like once I see like my front door, I can't. I
Yeah,
need to.
it's
It's like
over.
a moth to light. Like I need to go home.
The Ring camera is calling for your stoop talk.
It is for Mr. Natalie. Oh, I'm surprised if he. I don't know if they have the Halloween ones back on yet, but he really liked the Giggling Witch last year, where he could like just play. I don't really even know how he did it, but like it would just cackle at me, and I would just be sitting there in my sweat, just marinating on my stoop, and he's just like a giggling, cackling witch at me, which is honestly how I felt because I was a clown. But good times. It's that time of year, everyone. What's like the coolest kind of I know we're kind of circling back to the expo, but what's like the coolest gadget or weird thing that you saw when you were at the expo?
I can't think of like the weirdest thing. The coolest thing I saw, and I kicked myself. So they had these signs, but the shirts themselves were only available at the Nike store, and the giant sign was orange and black, orange with black font, and it said "A marathon changed my life." And then like I forget what that like, and
Oh.
there's part of it's like crossed out. I don't remember. I'm terrible at explaining this. If you Google it, it's a phenomenal looking image, insane, and like everyone there was like, "I want this shirt," and they only sold them at the store itself. So it was
Mm.
super annoying.
Oh, it's I'd never run a marathon
Oh
and a
yeah,
marathon
then it's
changed my
crossed out.
life.
Yeah, it's crossed out then. Yeah. So
Oh,
like that would have been
that's so
awesome to
cool.
get, but no.
Oh,
But yeah, of course, hey, this is gonna be the hottest thing we're gonna have. We're not gonna sell it here.
oh, that's so cool though. Cause I know those signs go up across the city too.
Yep.
Um,
But there was back to Nike again too. So I bought a bunch of Nike stuff online, and then I have a jacket. They had finisher jackets, but I had already bought. Oh, Mike had already bought my jacket for me of like the
mhm.
marathon jacket, and those are only available at the Nike store. But then if you went after, you could get the finisher version. So there's cool stuff online, there's cool stuff at the store, and then there's cool stuff after the race at the store. So it's kind of like a whole gamut of Nike stuff that you can get, but you got to be at the right place at the right time. And every other like shoe vendor has Chicago merchandise, just not, like the official, so it doesn't say Chicago Marathon because they're not sponsoring.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's
And Kate Malo will be there with Raw Threads, so it's always nice to
Oh, really?
go say hello to a friendly runDisney person.
I know. I'm gonna be so lost not looking for Jeff Galloway. Had to get my pep talk already from him. Could be like, where is my little bestie?
I don't feel like I saw any like gadgets, gizmos, or whatever. Honestly, it was my UVOs because those were still like those weren't like super popular yet when I bought them. They were like up and coming still, I feel like, or just starting to get popular. And so
Did
I
they
wasn't
have?
like convinced, but I didn't pack any other like open-toed shoes in case it didn't go well, which was good job me because my toes were so badly bruised after that race. I needed those shoes.
Did they have like the Navy Pier setup? Like Bank of America sponsors it, so it was like right away to the right on the vendor floor. There was like it was all like white wooden like Navy Pier, like the Ferris wheel and everything like set up. Like
Like
Ooh.
the photo ops and stuff.
yeah, it was like a photo op, and they were like like models. So like the Ferris wheel was probably like 8 feet tall and
Mhm.
stuff. So like that was cool. And then Bank of America handed out drawstring bags of like Chicago Marathon, and it was unlimited. So I grabbed like 6 of them.
When we were there, you could also get for free a like print of the
Oh,
race
yep,
course.
yep. I have that hanging
But
in my
like
garage.
so like keep your eyes peeled because they were very easy to like accidentally miss.
I
Okay.
think those were by Bank of America too.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I guess I was curious if they're, I don't know, I can't. I always like think about like certain like runner tech, but I'm like obsessed with the Flowell boots.
I think because it's so crowded in there, they don't have a lot of that same stuff they have at Disney expos like that. And I'm not saying they don't have boots. I don't know. They probably do somewhere because that place is huge. It's so jam packed, like you'd be waiting forever.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's so much merch. Like
Mhm.
all the clothes and shoes you can imagine are just everywhere. Every brand.
Yeah, and stickers and fuel. Like we were really excited because my fiance really likes BPN, which was also still just like up and coming. It's becoming more popular now. Like we can get their stuff in local running stores. But they had a booth and they were releasing their first like gel or their first electrolyte powder or something at the expo and we tried it out. He thought
Ooh.
that was cool.
I would focus on like the vendors of that are the main sponsors though. Like they're the ones that are most likely going to have like the cool stuff just giving it away
Mhm.
because they can actually, put the logos of the marathon with their stuff on it, so they want to get it out there.
And visit Team Milk. They'll probably give you a free shirt or jacket or something.
Yeah, no kidding. That's awesome.
I also got a cowbell. And
No,
I still have it.
I think we did too, and like these shakers that you shake and make noise.
Mhm.
So, what do you guys think McDonald's is bringing to the table here? Besides, well, I'm bringing them my salty sweat, but I'm just looking at
Are
the
they
supporting
they're
sponsors.
oh
They are. McDonald's is headquartered in Oak Brook, Illinois.
yeah,
I gotta wonder, are they snack wrapping it? Oh my god!
that'd be epic.
First, 250 people, which would not be me, but
Maybe you get like an old Happy Meal toy in your goodie bag from the marathon.
oh, that's actually kind of nice.
They had these really cute ones lately that are like little mini McDonald things, like the mini drive-through speaker and stuff like that. Like so for like
Mhm.
kids to play with like Barbies and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. Anything else that I don't know? So, what's something you wish you knew going into this that you know now?
Stick to your fueling plan. It doesn't matter if it's colder and you feel good and you don't feel like you're sweating. Keep drinking the water like you plan to. Keep drinking your electrolytes. Keep taking your fuel because you can very quickly go from feeling fine to feeling like absolute poo poo very quickly.
And don't start. Oh, I guess
And
mine
it's
would be
very
don't
hard to
start too
recover from
fast.
it. Yes.
I started way too fast because, like I said, it's just electric. Like you get so like caught up in it. You get caught up in the thousands of people running around you. So like my first like 3 miles were way too quick. And like I remember looking down at my heart rate and being like, "Oh, this is gonna be a long day." Ended up being one.
I
Um,
already told Natalie I'm gonna write her a little voice message that she has to listen to for the first like mile or two. That's just gonna be me yelling at her, telling her, "Slow down, slow down."
Slow down. This is boring. Slow down.
See, I'm actually I that's another thing I've been warned about so many times of like do not get caught up in the hype. Do not get caught up in the hype. Like get the hype, but do not run too fast. And so I'm paranoid. And I'm again paranoid about it. So I think I'll be okay. But yeah, I've been warned repeatedly. And I actually some mornings do stick. Things like it's not smart to do 2 marathons in 90 days. That doesn't. But things like that do stick.
You want to hear my splits from the first 5 miles?
I wonder what mine are.
They're all under 12-minute miles, and that's what I would have to run to get my most recent half marathon PR. I was dying. My heart rate was already in the 180s in the first 5 miles.
See, my problem is like when we get to like we get silly at like mile 7, I'm like, we're feeling so good. We're fueling well. We're just beefing. And then we get like it's from like 7 to 11. This is how a lot of my long runs have gone. 7 to 11 and then I'm like, wow, I'm at 11. I'm feeling fine. I'm feeling great. And then all of a sudden it's like 12.75. Like I want somebody to teleport me there actually.
You can see in my times in the middle of sometime in mile 13 is where all my times drop by a whole minute and then start slowly like just collapsing because my final miles were like 20-minute miles, and that's when I hurt my ankle. And then after I hurt my ankle was when I stopped fueling. So don't do that.
That part I feel pretty comfortable with because it's not my first marathon. So, and I also like I'm like very paranoid about that. So, I'm very adept with it because also like I'm a big believer in this doesn't have to suck. So here's a
Mhm.
snack. Um,
My
Yeah,
first 12
honestly,
my first 12 and a half miles were at 10:32 and I finished my last like split was at 12:42 and I finished at 11:45 pace. Like I just like went balls out right away, which like 10:32 isn't quick for me, but like I remember like just getting there and then just dying cuz I went so fast so early and just burned it all up
Mhm.
and
yeah.
then it was just game over.
So I know that they say that like you can't trust your watch in the first couple of miles just because there's the GPS is goofy.
I would say if you're for those first couple miles, if you know what pace you're trying to maintain, I could make you a tattoo or you could write it on your arm in a Sharpie. I'm undermining my own business model, but you could write the times you're going for at that mile distance on your arm. And then
Although
you don't have to worry about the tech, and then you can start checking again once you get out of that first couple miles because the buildings get in the way, and especially going under the tunnels and stuff.
So this reminds me too, going back to cheering, whatever you expect your pace to be. So I did this for my brother coming up on Sunday. Um, what his expected pace would be in like so like when he's at mile 3 and he's at 19:30, overall time. Well, I put on the like, all right, we're gonna stop at mile 3 to see him. At 7:19, he's gonna be there. So I put the actual time, so I don't have to do math and figure things out. So I would recommend doing that for your stops too. So like you can just have a ballpark glance down. Oh,
Mhm.
10:32, we should be at this spot because this is likely when she's gonna come through.
Natalie and I have done that for Run Disney spectating, and then we build in a buffer to make sure people are there before that for when we mess up.
yeah. See, I'm a wild woman though. I d-
And
sometimes we don't know the animal that's like inside me and I do need to corral that a little bit better because I mean, well, actually I do think I figure it out pretty quickly cuz I was pretty spot on for the marathon this year and it was faster than I thought I would actually run, but I told my mom like you need to be there before 10 cuz that's around I think that like I thought I would finish around like 10:05. I literally 10 on the dot. And she was hustling the way to get there at the end, but I don't know, but then I mean that was at mile 9.3 and then like I was giving her like periodic updates. I'm like this is where I am, just so you know. Like this is how close I am to the finish. You should probably be leaving the hotel room at this point. So but so yeah, you're talking to do the math girl where like I literally will like look at my watch and be like, because when you got on a Disney course, you weave, you go say hi to
Oh
the
yeah, it's ridiculous.
characters, you potty, you take your castle photo. So like you can't really rely on your like
Cut
actual
Animal Kingdom.
mileage. Oh, not me. But how do you ride Everest if you do that? And so like I'm very good at like actually just doing the math. I'm like, okay, it's this point in which I need to be at this point, and if I'm at this point, that's like I'm good. Or like I probably like it'll be close, but I think I can make it or something like that. So I am do the math girl. So I think I can at least probably feral it because also like that's like a calming thing for me. This is so nerdy, but like it's a calming thing for me to like just because it gives me something else to think about
Oh, for sure, yeah.
of like oh like I'm gonna do this math and then this is gonna do this pace and like again nerd but you just gotta own it at a certain point.
there's no shame in being a nerd. Being a nerd just means you're passionate about something.
Freaking
You should put that on a
spreadsheets.
tattoo.
Being a nerd means you're passionate about something.
Yeah, that's a great saying.
I've been telling myself that since middle school. Back when people thought that was an insult, I just told myself it just meant that I was passionate about something and they were jealous.
There you go. I love
I
it.
love that. Okay. I think I feel a little wiser. I feel less like a Chicago Marathon dummy. I am going to be a little confused when I don't get mouse ears at the end, but that's okay. I think I'll get over it.
I'll see what I can do.
I was gonna say maybe when Mr. Natalie delivers me my Malort, or probably actually an old style. I think I can actually convince him to get me have a beer ready. I know I get a beer, but like I want another one. If you're not double fisting, what are you doing? But I don't know. Like maybe he can procure a hat of some sort. But I am going to be confused. But I do feel like I don't know, a little better. It's interesting because like Tony, this wasn't your first marathon. Hannah was yours. So like I feel like in a way, like I'm gonna miss the creature comforts of Disney because now I've done the Walt Disney World Marathon 3 times, fourth coming up this year. It's kind of funny because I feel like I'm gonna like I mean it's comfortable, right? I know Disney. I know how everything works. I know like this like I know the expo, I know the parking lot, I know the beer, I know like, I know things. So like I feel like almost like I don't know, like that I'm going to almost like miss it in a way. Like,
I think it's more nervous than anything.
yeah,
Like I'm a raging extrovert. And when I go to a local race or a race somewhere or Chicago where I'm like, I don't know a soul. Like, I'm going by myself. It's just me and my thoughts before the race. Like to me,
terrifying.
that's tough. Like that's where it's like, I don't care how outgoing I am. It's just me in the 26.2 miles right now. That's all you can think about. So it's try not to psych yourself up before it starts. Try to find someone, talk to them. Oh, you got this on your shirt. Let me talk. Just like at runDisney, like it's something that you can break the ice, and then you're helping that person. You're taking both of your thoughts off of what you're about to go do. Because once that corral starts moving, that's when everyone shuts up and just starts walking, and here we go.
Oh man, visualizing that part of it and like when like you all start crunching up. Oh man, that just gave me chills because I feel like it's one of those things where like once I get out on the course, it'll be fine. But it's like those moments of quiet and those
Yeah. Oh, for
moments
sure.
of
Yeah.
just
Exactly.
I will be by myself. Like I'm sure there'll be somebody I know around, but like I'm sure maybe like other villains, whatever. But like it's that moment of like you're just alone with your own thoughts, and
You're reckoning before it starts.
yeah. But it's interesting though, as nervous as I've been for all the marathons I've run before, I always feel like self-assured before them in a way. But also I think it's because I get like the anxiety out because I tweak before the halves. During Dopey weekend, I absolutely tweak. I don't know. It's like the way I used to also kind of tweak at the 10K before the half. So I think I just get it out of my system. And also I think there's like the mental part of that, but I'm not doing the 5K. I'm just vibing.
I think you're gonna like that. It's just a sheer excitement when you get there. It's not like a build up to it of you did all these races. It's I'm here for this. Like when I woke up for the marathon for Dopey this year, I was like, I almost had to bleep button. I was like, F and A, like I don't want to do this. Like I woke up and I'm like, I do not want to go run a freaking marathon right now. And then I got to the like pre-party and I was like, all right, here we go. Like so, like you're not gonna have that feeling. You're not gonna have any dread when you wake up. You're gonna wake up and be jacked that it's all right. It's Chicago Marathon Day. You're gonna love it.
Oh man. I'm excited. I'm still nervous, but
On
I
the
think
surface, you look calm and ready.
yeah, that's I mean, yeah, I think that I obviously have been training for this for a long time. And by the time that you guys are all hearing this, um pretty much the cat like it's like, like the haze in the barn. We're not like
Where were you going with the cat? I knew what you
the
were
cat
trying
was
to
out
say.
of the bag. Like
Okay.
the cat was out of the bag. But that's like more about news
Yeah.
more so than it is like but the haze in the barn, like you can't I mean, I do have to continue obviously running. And I know that next weekend I have a 15 as well. So I think I'm almost realigned to the Dopey plan, which that's future
So what
me's
do you have,
problem.
like 20 this weekend? Or what?
Yeah, I want to do like 22, I think, but I will cap at
Feeling
20.
22?
So I did 24 before Dopey this year, and I think 23 and a half is like my sweet spot. We'll see. We'll see because if it's like because okay.
I've only ever
So
made it to 20 and things have worked out.
Yeah, like my mental thing, like when I'm running a marathon, I get to 20. People are like, "Oh, it's the wall." I'm like, I have a 10K left. Whatever. I've done that how many times in my life? It's just a 10K. We got this.
see, I think the last few years it's helped with the visual of like, oh, like I'm in Hollywood Studios by the point I'm done. I'm
Yeah.
good. But also, it's not like I don't actually usually have like that bad of like I don't know. I mean, I'm not summoning the idea of I've never hit the wall before because that is a good way to hit the wall. And also, if like there's the hype around and stuff like that, like I think I can. I don't know. We're gonna see how things happen. But this weekend, last weekend, if you're as you guys are all listening to this, we have like a little bit of a weather dilemma of what day is better, but also like what day is not better with my plans. Is the better weather day versus I don't know. Um,
Is it
so we're
really
gonna have
humid
to.
by you?
It's always effing humid by me, but yes.
God, it's
Um,
so bad here.
when I did my speed workout this morning, I was like, it feels like soup outside, and it was 96% humidity. That is
Yeah,
foul.
it can be like yeah, it's been like 60 degrees in the morning with 90 some percent humidity. I'm like, cool. Like sweating within 30 seconds, and I lost 6 pounds on my run. I ran 4 miles that I ran. I lost 6 pounds of sweat.
No kidding.
Like
Oh
I
my
sweat a
god.
lot.
Oh,
Like I sweat a lot, but it was like 70 degrees, 90% humidity. It was terrible.
Oh
blech,
no.
blech.
My humidity's not better between the 2 days. Great.
Yeah.
So we're gonna we're gonna see what happens.
Just do a midnight run.
That's so
Oh, have you, but have you done a run at like the time the marathon is going to be? Have you done a delayed run? Because you tend to wake
that.
up early. You're going to have to wait a little while for Chicago.
So what's funny is that like it's the flip flop with my training because for Dopey I usually have to wait for it to warm up a little bit, like to get like for it to get warmer. So like I'm waiting until like 10 to start or something like that, which is late for me. And like here, like I'm like I need to GTFO. Like I'm if like I waited till 8:45 to start my 10 miler from last weekend, and I almost became one with birds. I thought I it was awful. So I feel like that's never actually been that drastic of like a issue for me, you know? Because like I'm not waking up at 2 in the morning at home to run my long run in December when it's like or like 25 degrees and like getting to a high of like 37 or 38, So I've never actually had that much of a problem. It's more of like I probably am awake the same amount of time though. Like, like if I wake up at 2 for like Dopey or for the marathon and then I don't start running until 5, um probably that's about how much time I take at home to make sure everything's all set up. I'm like good to go. I'm waiting out the so maybe that's like my routine in the morning of like this is how much time I have. Maybe that's that I can practice for it, but I'm not willing to go out in full sun this weekend. I gotta say, uh, or I'm here to make my long run suck more. Um, when I could get out when it's still in the 60s and it literally like the projection I'm looking at, it's supposed to jump like 10 degrees in an hour and a half. So yeah, that's a no for me, dog.
That's how it was here last weekend for me. I got to 10 and then I was like, I wanted to do 13 and I'm like, it's getting hot really fast right now. Like, do I want to be out here another 30 some minutes? So then I went home and then my daughter was playing in the backyard and I went out there and I was like, oh my God, it is like scorched earth out right now. I'm so glad I ended my run and
Yeah.
didn't go those extra 3 miles because it just got so hot so fast.
Yeah. Yeah, so we might suffer a little this weekend or have suffered at this point. But I don't know. I guess I have to just be Delulu optimistic, I could just have to be a little Delulu that like it's gonna because usually like I always have like a crappy 20 and when I'm training for Dopey, I always have a crappy one. And then like I have one that I really lock in and like everything like clicks or whatever. And I feel a little nervous that I haven't had that yet.
Maybe it's just
Um,
going to happen during the race.
I mean, when you need magic to happen, that's the best time for it to happen. But still, I feel a little. little like skeeved out that I haven't had that yet. I mean, yes and no, because my speed workouts have been absolutely on point. So win some, lose some.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You've
Yeah.
been busting your ass and putting in work. You're gonna be good. You'll crush it.
I Today is September 9th or 18th as we were recording this. I've run 83 miles this month. And for some people, that's not a lot, but for me, that's a lot. That is definitely the highest I've been in like I don't know, like yeah, that's a lot. Send help. T's and P's, as I like to say. So this has been informative. I feel like we're zen, we're cool, we're maybe not on the inside, but like I'm trying to manifest that vibe.
You'll be cool
So
when you get that red shirt. Like
yes.
seriously, did they have like a grade schooler design those?
No, I think they just fed it through AI. I
So
swear to
bad.
God.
They're so bad.
I would
Yeah.
have done better than that in grade school.
Like after seeing Hannah's from 23 and then showing you guys mine from last year, like what did they just give up on the design this year? It's amazing.
Honestly, like it's kind of camp, like in a way, like it's gonna be fugly camp. And I kind of do look forward to be like, oh, like remember when we had that like ugly Chicago shirt? Like,
It's also really high on the shirt. Did you notice that too? Like it's way up.
yeah. So I'm not like I'm nicely endowed, if as one would say, and like we're just basically just gonna be an advertisement. Like
No, it's too high. It's
It's
gonna
gonna
sit
be
up
on the
above 'em.
shelf. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, no, that's what I mean. Like like because I'm not very tall either, so it's gonna be like you look down at me and you see.
It's okay. We're just gonna run. We're gonna get in again in 2 years for the 50th running, and it's gonna be better.
Yeah, I mean it's
They're gonna sell awesome merch and you can buy cool stuff.
Yeah.
Like my shirt I bought, like I bought a long sleeve tee and it looks way cooler in the shirts they gave out. Like just have patience.
so I know my habits, and like I have a closet full of nice runDisney shirts and stuff like that, and I pretty much love most of mine. Like I can't think of any that I think are like ugh. There's some that I don't like the fit of as much, but and I think about it, I'm like, well, I'm gonna buy whatever's like if you think I'm gonna walk away from Chicago after finishing the Chicago Marathon and not buy a finisher jacket, assuming they have my size and like that's accessible, of course I am. Of course I am. That was a given. Like I'm somewhat nonplussed about it. And
last
hashtag
year-
justice for the yellow dopey shirt. Because it wasn't nearly as ugly as these are.
Last year their main color was purple for everything. So like I have a purple jacket and a purple hat and I'm like, that's not really
Best color
Yeah, it's my daughter's favorite color. It's not my vibe.
because it's a good color.
I can't wear it with my Packer clothes. Like I wear it around here and people think I have a Vikings jacket on. So it's kind of like, but I still bought it. To your
Maybe
point,
I
I
need
still
to move
bought
to
it.
Minnesota.
No.
If I have to move to a place that has a sports team with my favorite color, like if we're only choosing on color, then like
Well, we have the Milwaukee Bucks. They have some purple in it. Well, they used to. Their retro logo. So
pretty much everywhere I live, the colors are like patriotic.
Oh no, that makes the Chicago color fit in with where I live. Go Big Red.
Yeah, there you go.
No. Adopted Husker fan.
Yeah, make sure you bring a cob of corn to take your picture with after.
True that. That's what I need to do. For
I'm
the
a
wine
real
and dine
corn
bib.
husker.
For the wine and dine bib, I don't have yet. I keep threatening like I'm gonna dress up like a corn husker or like whatever, or something like that, or just like aggressively Nebraska. I should just do that.
I'm sure you can get a sweet corn outfit.
Oh, I'm sure I can. The way I'm sure can get a cheese outfit like down the block, like basically at the grocery store checkout. Like I'm sure there's corn. Child of the corn here. So thank you for talking me off my little ledge. In a way, this has been fun. I'd say, do you want people, or if you'd like people to come find you, where can they find you?
Sure, on Instagram, GB_raps. I'm just a dad. That's all you're gonna get. You're gonna get pictures of me and my daughter living life, very unserious runs, and that's about it.
It's true. He will drop you very unserious questions in your question boxes, but they always make me laugh.
It's
I
true.
asked someone, Amanda Barber is going over to the Berlin Marathon. So everyone's like asking her all these like marathon questions and stuff. I said, who wins? Sloth versus an anteater? You just gotta throw it off, throw people off. So
See, I like that though. Like I love a little unhinged question. Do you have anything like for us to answer?
no, I mean you could answer that one. That one actually came from this weekend when I was drinking at my neighbor's house watching football. That one came up. Cause we were talking about like a great white versus an orca and stuff, and then someone's like, "What about an ant versus a sloth?" So you never know.
Oh man, I feel like I have like a question that I usually keep on standby for that, but I can't think of it right now. Of like some sort of like almost like a would you rather type of thing.
Would you rather swim with a shark or an orca?
Shark.
Yeah, I feel like the shark because the orca has like a very mysterious vibe to it that like at least the shark I kind of like I feel like I know what to expect.
The percentage of sharks that are actually like aggressive is pretty low, and if you mind your own business, they'll probably leave you alone.
Having swam with a shark, I would say a shark too. But an orca, I would love to swim with an orca. There's also zero confirmed fatalities of orcas ever attacking humans. So unless you're at SeaWorld, but they probably deserved it.
God.
So, it'd be pretty awesome to see this giant animal. But we should try it sometime, you guys. Swim with a shark, I'll swim with an orca. Report back.
Yes, we'll trade notes. One last thing before you go. You're talking with me and with Hannah. Hannah lives in Atlanta, the home of Coca-Cola.
Mm-hmm.
I hear
Pepsi.
that you have an interesting take on that.
Yeah, you definitely talk to Greg. Greg, David Bennett, and I have a group text. We're big Costco guys, so they were like all over it about Costco switching back to Coke, and I was like, no, Pepsi's better. So like they always give me crap. So here's my caveat: Pepsi, if I'm just gonna drink it, which I basically never drink soda, but if I'm just gonna have a cola, give me a Pepsi. If I'm gonna mix a drink, give me a Coke.
Ooh.
Like
they don't call it Jack and Pepsi, right? And Pepsi doesn't taste as good in a mixer as Coke. I'll give it that. But just
because
drinking
Coke
it,
is more
Pepsi,
complex.
That's what I'm going with. So Pepsi all day.
Rude. Right, we're Team Crispy Coke post run, so.
Man, I just think like if I think of like drinking a cold Coke, especially like after a run where you just want to take like chug it, I just feel like it's so acidic and carbonated that it like burns your throat.
I can't chug any carbonated beverage, so.
Well, you're lucky you're safe then.
You're gonna catch me shotgunning a Coke,
jabbing your keys into it.
No, on the marathon course. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Natalie, are you aware that I've never shotgunned anything ever?
Really? Okay.
Really?
I don't know.
Marathon weekend.
I don't know if I ever successfully have either, if I'm being honest with you.
Well, no, I'm not even qualifying success level, like, period. I've just not done it.
Wow.
My parents would be so disappointed. Hi, Mom.
Because I remember, like, when I was in college, like, we ice people all the time. And, like, these guys at work started talking about it again, like, a couple of years ago. Like, oh, I just iced my buddy. I'm like, since when is that cool again? Like, we were doing that in, like, 2008. Like, you go to take a shower and, like, there's one in here. Like, they were everywhere in the house. It was out of control.
Bring it back.
No, we are trying to bring back reply chugs, but in the form of pickle shots.
That sounds gross. I'll take a real shot.
Great.
So, like, for me, like, I like to drink. During the marathon last year, we got outside of Hollywood, and, like, we were just having fun. It was Ashley's, I don't know, like, 50th marathon. I don't know. That's probably a very high exaggeration. I know it was a high number. And maybe it was. I'd have to look at my pictures because I'm holding up my fingers as however many marathons she was running that day, celebrating. So we got outside of Hollywood, and then, like, someone, I don't even remember who it was, handed us, like, 99 bananas. Like the alcohol, I'm like, of all the shit to hand someone right now, like, Okay. So we chug that on the way to the boardwalk. And then on the boardwalk, someone else gave us even more of that stuff. And then, so we're just like chugging these things. And then we get into Epcot, and I was dressed as like Rose and Crown. So I didn't even turn. I didn't even turn to continue. I just ran straight into Rose and Crown, ordered a couple drinks, and just basically hammered by the time I got to the finish line. It was just a great, that's runDisney in a nutshell.
Oh, see, that's why I need to have a chill. I need to get the job done.
We stopped for, I think, every character but 2. Like, because Ashley's like, I'm getting my money's worth. We're stopping for everything. You can go on if you want. I'm like, nah. Like, I'm here to have fun too. It's like we're in Hollywood Studios. That ramp you go up by Fantasmic. Yeah. So everyone's like struggling, right? We're way in the back. Everyone's struggling. I just sprint up it, and I'm like, "What are we doing here? Come on!" Yelling at Ashley, like, "Why are we walking right now?" And everyone's like, "How do you have this energy? What is wrong with this guy?" And then the same thing in Epcot. I was just sprinting, running around like crazy.
That's amazing.
Oh, it was a good time. So my half was in like, I almost had like a 4-hour half the day before. Like
how long can I like stay on this course until like I'm in trouble?
When your friends are texting you like, "Did you get hurt? Like, where are you?" Like, yep.
Yeah.
But like, I'll rip the 5K at Dopey. Like, we'll run that sub 30 and get done before they're even done. Before the beer tent opens and before they even send everyone off. But then the rest of the weekend, just chill. I mean, it's fun when you go fast though, because there's no one for characters. You literally just go right up to them, take a picture, and go. So it's super quick. But
I feel like you'd like a dead last start.
I wouldn't, because I like the characters, and I like seeing how big I can get the picture to be. Okay. So like,
well, that's like an element of DLS though, where like I got 4 character stops in like a 10K, and then but one of them was Hades, which was a long line. And then I could have done more, but after that point I'm like, I need to just run a little bit. But like the character lines are really short at the back because people are so scared.
Yeah, true.
And if you know you can run it, you're fine.
But so I like the characters for like, we'll start with like 6 people running in a group, and then every character stop, I turn around while we're in line, look for friends, call them out, pull them into the picture, and by the end we have like 30 people in our final like picture. Because then like the next character, everyone breaks up, and then we're back to our core group running, and I'll turn around again, and like so then people are catching back up, and then we pull them back into the picture again, and you're getting people that normally, a lot of times we're getting people that wouldn't stop because they're too scared to stop, and they'll pop in and take a picture with us. God, name just shot out of my head. Guy who loves bracelets.
Alan
and his wife. Only time they've ever stopped for a picture, I pulled them into it. In his entire runDisney career, only time he ever stopped. Like, we got done with the picture, and he's like, "That's the first time I've ever stopped and took a picture with a character."
Oh, I love him.
Yeah,
I love them.
He's a bracelet guy. No, he's a super nice guy. I like him. Super nice guy. Fun times. Well, this was fun.
We need one more thing before I stop recording.
I'm gonna quit it quick so it deletes.
If you enjoy listening to our show, please leave us a review and a 5-star rating. We love reading your reviews out loud, and you might even be featured on a future podcast episode. We have a community spotlight on our Instagram at Stride Sisters Podcast. If you want to be featured for a Medal Monday, Finish Line Friday, or any accomplishment you want to celebrate, send us a picture via our social media platforms or our email. And to continue the fun, join us on our Facebook page. All the ways to connect with us can be found in the show notes. Thanks for listening. Until our next adventure, we're wishing you endless miles of magic and memories. See you next time.
If it sucks, we'll redo it or something.